ready. It's too early for this shit. But I am so excited and I'm hopeful, man. Man, my sinuses are all clogged and whatnot. Buttons, pressing them, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, how is your day going? Hopefully it's been pretty good, or your morning, I suppose, or maybe at night, depending on where you're living in the world space. Yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, will it happen today? Man, there's a lot. It almost feels like it has to. There has to be something Fable. It's that meme where it's like, no, look, I can explain it. It's all gonna make sense. But apparently, there's all this stuff going on with Fable, where there's the Twitter account that released kind of like a very hinty thing, and also it just lines up. Like, Fable should happen at this point because it's been in development for a long ass time. The good news is that hopefully that like Microsoft throughout the course of these last couple years since we've known it is in development has been really, really good. Basically, Phil Spencer and all these people are saying like, we care about Fable, we love it to bits. It's one of the first games I launched. So the hope is that they can handle it with care, but the worry that people have is that Playground Games, the developer of a racing game, which a great racing game, but a racing game nevertheless, can they capture the crazy interest and specialness that is Fable? Who knows? I would hope that they can, but who knows? I really, again, the one thing that what comes to mind is back in the day when this first got launched, when there was first news that Xbox had basically given the development of Fable sequel, whatever it's called, to a new team, that team being Playground Games. They asked OG developers who worked on the game what they think of this. And the developers were like, I love Fable to death. It is my baby. It is my things. I'm happy so much. I'm so happy that we're getting more of this thing that I helped create and I love. It's not Peter Molyneux, it's a different designer. But the designer, in my opinion, rightfully pointed out that Fable has such a unique comedy, kind of like jovial, weird, British, posh kind of humor that with a overwhelming amount of heart, that it just, the designer was worried that like, are you going to be able to get that? Like the guy was like, I bet they can do the art style. I think I bet they can do like, you know, our evil and good system. That's fine. I don't know if they're going to be able to nail that like atmospheric humor, jovial heart that, and when I say heart, I mean like the essence of what makes this world so special and fun and exciting and goofy and playful. It's like it's got such heart in the even in the comedy when it pokes you and it nudges you, when there's this giant wall with a giant beard talking to you, statue in the wall, just talking shit like crazy. It's just man. I hope we get a big showcase. I hope we get to see all the bells and whistles. I'm gonna lower my camera just a little bit because it's a little bit zoomed, and I always crouch, which is not a good habit of mine. There we go. Oh, I always do this, so I got a gremlin the camera, essentially. Also, I think we're still a fair bit away from the actual press conference. I think we're about 12 minutes. So we got 12 minutes. I'm just hanging out watching Life of P, which, by the way, looks pretty rad. It is very reminiscent of Bloodborne, it seems like. The weapon arts, and even the fact that you get health when you melee hit an enemy. And then there's just like this Transylvanian kind of like dark horror kind of atmosphere, which is pretty sick. Also, that statue, top right corner, with the fucking cape. Ain't no one just putting a cape on a statue just cause, okay? That son of a bitch is gonna come to life. Ugh. There's gonna be a battle right here in the middle of this. Gather ego, cleave one. Okay, yeah, we're also watching just a video of it, so the person's probably reading tutorials. But it looks good. It also looks... No, it has the same kind of jank. They look kind of like, it's not jank, but it's just like the kind of way that these games are set up as Bloodborne. When you're like walking, there's like this slight stiffness, and then it balances out. But I don't know. Oh, weird. Okay, so there's your mechanism of your hilt, and then there's your blade, and then I guess you build up charges. Maybe you build up charges by being aggressive and hitting enemies. Maybe. Also, I don't know if anyone will show up here because it is very early in the morning. We don't stream at 10 a.m., but you know, we're vibing, we're hanging out, we're having a good time. First, by the way, the first time I ever put my face in, not the first time, but what do you call it? I'm going to try to start making thumbnails with my dumb face in them, because I realize that probably helps for people just recognizing that it's a stream. We'll probably not do the most shit, but it'll do something. And I also have this weird like abrasion to doing that. I don't like putting my face at like the very front in center of the content. If in the video, maybe, but when it's the thumbnail itself and when people are scrolling by, they're like, oh, there's that face I've seen about. I'm not a fan. It's a little bit vulnerable, I guess. But yeah, what do you call it? I'm gonna try to do that for a couple days. Whenever for our streams, probably every video is gonna try to have my dumb face in it, just so I can kind of beat that kind of abrasion that I have towards putting my face in the thumbnail. I'll try not to pog face too much, but you know what I mean. But man, what else do we got on the chopping block? What's good? What's good, Fluff? Fluff says hello. What's good, Fluff? We missed you yesterday. Talked about a lot of stuff. Fluff says hello. Also, Life of P has an available demo. I think you've got to try or wait for it to release. Yeah. We call that. We seen the demo release a couple days ago. We heard about that. I think at the one of these. I watched a video talking about it. Regardless, but it I haven't played it yet. But it looks cool. It looks very, very, very similar to like a more complicated version of Bloodborne. Like it looks like there's two different types of weapon things going on. And you have like I don't know. It looks probably like I don't know how to say it, but I love Bloodborne to bits. But to me, this looks pretty rad. The fact that you have like a biological metal arm thing that can do cool shit. Then you have these two other weapons. And also you have like one of my favorite formats for storytelling is like the buddy cop formula, which is you basically have like a companion, Atreus and Kratos, Shadows of the Damned. You have Johnson. What's another game that we played recently that has it? Not Cuff and whatever her name is from Forspoken. But yeah, I love that idea, especially when there's always so much lore in video games, and there's never a really good way to, well, there's a lot of good ways to do it, to give player lore. BioShock is the best example of you have these audio logs, but it'd also be cool to have like, just hire some like up and coming voice actor and pay them a really amazing amount of money, but just get them to read through all the lore and let them be your sidekick on your hip, and not just them react to like paper, etc. Or at least have them summarize it. Like you could hit a button that says summarize this, Cliff, or summarize this, Johnson, and then he'll be like, here's what the general idea of it is, and he just spits out some shit at you. You know what I mean? That'd be cool. But anyways, it looks like a game I probably should try out and play. I don't know if it's on Xbox or if it's on PC. If it's on PC, then I'll give it a whirl. But if it's on, it looks like it's maybe on PS5 or Xbox. I don't know. But Fluff, what game are you waiting to see? I'm imagining you can guess which one I am like over the moon to hopefully see. I will take anything, by the by. I'll take Fable remastered or remake. Frankly, if it's a remake, it looks pretty, like a little bit more pretty. Or significantly, hopefully prettier. I'll play the shit out of it. I would love to play Fable 2 on the PC and it look decent, like somewhat how I remember. Not exactly. I'm not. If they said we're gonna remaster, remake Fable 2, I'd be losing my mind. I also think they could do that because I think that game is still to this day unique enough with the doors, with the weird combat style, with the weird power structure, and if they added power and they refined that system, it'd be so good. But we're definitely either going to get the Fable game showcase or a collection of some sort that's a remaster, or maybe both, or none. And they just really destroyed all of us. I don't know. Also, this boy has one drop of health. I will say the one thing this game doesn't have is the fashion game locked in, okay? As much as I think the main character looks cool, it's not like Bloodborne where you look like a fucking vulture or something crazy. Oh, it is on PC. Okay, perfect. We should give that a play. But man, Fluff, I think I found my favorite VR game of all time, man. We're playing this game called Battle Talent, and oh my god, it's so good. It is so unbelievably good. If you ever get past the games that you want to play with your new PC. By the way, how's your new PC going? How's the actual games and the graphical increases and the FPSs and stuff like that? But if you ever get past that, like a couple months from now, and you want to get use your Oculus Quest to play and experience a game that I think is totally worth experiencing, Battle Talent is just insane. And I hope I can make a stream where when I finally unlock everything, where I can tell you just how crazy it is, because there's been like all of these ideas in all of these other mods that we've experienced, like in Blade and Sorcery and in Bone Lab. This is the best execution of any idea I've ever seen, and then it stacks more on top of it. Like for instance, there's the katana in a sheath weapon I just unlocked, and when you quick draw it, you hear like this snap, and I'm not sure if it comes out faster, but also the way you can like resheath your katana is perfect. You can like open it up a little bit, flick it out, grab it, hit. It's just sick. I think it's because it's not limited by being a physics sim like Blade and Sorcery probably is, so it can just completely commit to focusing on the feel of a game being really good. I also really want to make a video of it, but yeah. Fluff says, I'm looking forward to seeing more Starfield and the new Fable. If what they said is true, in that they aren't going... Yeah. So what Fluff is just mentioning brilliantly so is that Xbox came forward and said that they're not going to... that they're basically trying to not put as much or if any CGI trailers in this showcase. And apparently this showcase is going to be around 2 hours long. So to me, I would have hoped it'd be what everyone has always wanted these kind of showcases to be. And it always, like, whenever there's a past showcase that people look fondly on, it is a gameplay walkthrough, not a live gameplay experience that's just goofy and just begs for problems to happen. Just a good representation of what you're going to experience if you're excited for one of these games. A great example is the ending extravaganza of the PlayStation thing, which no one really had a problem with, which where they just showcased Spider-Man in a template moment where it showed all of the different variables that you can experience in the game, at least most of them, or a good amount of them to be exciting. This is brutal. These enemies that's a lot. They really nailed the whole gothic steampunk type thing. Doesn't look impossible to beat either. Looks like it's, yeah, you're doing enough damage, but this guy maybe should be it's a demo as well. It's also a demo. So it's probably not trying to crush your balls. But anyways. But yeah, on the topic of Starfield, man, oof, I'm curious. It sounds so fucked up, but I'm so much more excited for Starfield's mods than I am for what Bethesda has. So when I'm looking at the gameplay, I want to be looking at mechanics. I'm being like these asteroid mining. Although just with them adding stuff like that, like mechanics and structure, to me, I'm excited for what that could potentially be within the mod space. Whereas there's been like, again, if you look at like some of the jumps from XYZ Bethesda game, they don't actually always add the most differentiating features, you know? And like one of the things that's amazing, the best mod I think I've ever seen for Fallout 4 is a mod called Sim Settlements, and it's basically just the idea of automating the base building mechanic essentially. So you just go to your settlement, you put down like a probe essentially, or a guy, and if you keep coming back to your settlement, this guy will keep expanding his wares, and you will start to basically create an actual village and a whole ass city and an economy of buildings that interweave with each other, because this guy has coded this crazy mastery of how all these things feed into each other, and you basically can do that throughout the entire Commonwealth, and it's such a good idea. So I'm hoping that stuff like that can be a mod, like asteroid mining. Like you could have a company and set up shop in one like tiny little area and just have it combust on top of each other and build out, which would be rad. Fluff says, pretty sure the new Fable is a reboot of some sort. Remakes would be nice, but I would imagine a remaster. I hope. They did already prove that like they printed money by just remastering Fable 1. So I think they could do the same thing with Fable 2. And arguably, I think people would be actually... Yeah, you're probably right, Fluff. Because I think people would be upset that they didn't remaster Fable 1. Or sorry, remake Fable 1. Because Fable 1 is the much more... it's significantly different than Fable 2. Fable 2 is like they slimmed it down a lot, and then they also refined other features more or less, which made it more approachable to most people. But yeah, Fable 2 I think put Fable on the map in a big way, because Fable 1 was successful, but Fable 2 was like the thing that was everywhere for a while. But yeah, I think you're probably right. It's probably a remaster, and yeah, but also I think if you were to poll like the best sales and the fondest that people look back on, I'm not sure which would win, Fable 1 or Fable 2. I feel like it might be Fable 2 just because it had such an ease of access and that resistance, but arguably Fable 1 also had the it was not afraid to alienate people because it was trying to do weird shit, you know? I'm not sure, but yeah. Fluff says, I've seen some nice looking outfits for this game, but some of it looks very some of it is very storybook. Yeah. I was about to say some of it looks like, again, I find it was hard to find a lot of bad outfits in Bloodborne, which was cool. Ooh, also it's hilarious that Bloodborne is like in FromSoft is like, hey, we made this like character creator. They do the same thing with Dark Souls, where they're like, we made this character creator, but all of the armor will cover your face and like 80% of your body, dissolving any sort of sense you have for width and mass. So you're like, oh, okay. It doesn't seem like it's really worth it. Not a lot of the armors in those games were ever like you could see yourself, you know. I think one was like there was it covered half your face, one of the helmets. Oh shit, it's happening, or more or less it's just we were hearing sounds. Ooh, it's way too close. You are way too close to me right now. Also, it's kind of funny. This is a premiere, so it's not even like a stream, but you know, what are we doing? This. Let me pause this first, and then jump into this. Okay, good. Alrighty. Fluff says, my new PC has been running great, able to run most games at max settings. Let's go, LSD or DLS, HDR on. This is giving me a headache. This weird like flippy changes stuff. Okay, is it happening? Oh shit! It's happening. Let me know if it's not loud enough. Oh, come on. God, stop. What? Stay maxed. Stop. Why is it doing that? Jeez.
Oh, we're finally doing this, are we? Because I was going to make a sandwich.
Playground games.
Okay. Let's do it.
Dave. Vegetable enthusiast.
What do I think about heroes? Well, we've all seen them, haven't we? Swanning about the place.
It's weird and trope.
Disproportionately high cheekbones and comically massive weapons.
Wanker.
Roughing up bandits, because they like to rough up bandits, don't they? Living it up with the common folk every single night. On a day-to-day basis, I'd say the true hero's me, someone who's breaking new ground with fruit, with veg, on the agricultural side of things.
Just look at them.
Not wafting around mythical creatures. And that's what they are. Wafters.
Yeah, well done.
You see, I'm not here to slay legendary beasts. I'm here to conquer the vegetable. Not a euphemism. Let's face it, the age of heroes is over. This is the age of innovation. This, if you will, is the age of death. One moment.
I don't know how I feel about the art style. It looks... Oh, he's a giant.
Awkward.
Yeah.
That's cute. I don't know if I was emotionally prepared for the art style being realistic, because it was maybe just in my memory. It's always so cartoony and goofy, and the realistic spin is a choice. don't know. I really don't know. I thought it'd be super hyped. That is, ooh, I don't know. I would need to see gameplay because that looks very much like it. I don't know. Maybe this is how people feel when they feel like they see like a new rendered high quality thing. In-game footage. Okay. Oh. All right. I'm sure it'll be great when you play it. Maybe it looks a little off. Like it doesn't have that kind of goofy, pixelated look. It doesn't look bad. No, yeah. But it looks. Yeah, the look of it and like the way they didn't like use the iconic Albion music to pick up everything. It's goofy. It's just kind of. It looked like a TV show. I guess it didn't have the same like quirky nonsense that Fable has, which is. We'll see. Again, I don't want to judge things too much. This looks weird. It's like one of those games that's stop motion. It's all in-game footage though.
You look in the bed and somebody be gone. Death don't have no mercy in this land.
Beautiful.
Shaking bones.
Dang.
Been a while.
Like stop motion.
You remember that favor you owe me? I'm looking for a creature. Huge, sneaky, teeth like knives.
I love the art style. I'm not sure if I love this, like the jaggedness.
No?
I know it's a choice, but...
Well, hey, how about you guys? No? Nobody? Not helpful.
What's on her back? Wand?
Mm-hmm. Sneaky.
Has a stop motion look. Yeah. So this is playing off of like the whole voodoo cultural aspect of that community. Maybe. South of Midnight. Well, it was in gameplay footage, but didn't give me a good sense for what the game is. Anyways, cool. Look cool. Love the art style. The stop motion like jaggedness. I'm like, why? You have access to 3D. Why would you? I know it's a choice, but it just hurts my eyes a little bit.
These are dangerous times. At least that's what I hear. The Empire?
Is this the Titanfall game? Or sorry, the Star Wars game made by Titanfall, I think.
But the world here belongs to the syndicates.
That seems interesting. Lucasfilm Games.
If I want to survive, I have to play their game. Looks like I'm all in.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
Like the smoothness of the animation. It's super real. We got the little companion, the little furball thing.
I've been held back my whole life.
You look like another Jedi
And
survivor
now,
type thing?
I just need a chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, Kay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance.
Dope.
You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
What is the gameplay? Looks like a beautiful cutscene, but what are you doing when you're doing it? Is it like the game
underworld
that's
shows
released?
no mercy. But it's a big galaxy out there.
Oh!
And I'm gonna
Is
risk
this
it
the
all.
game made by Heavy Rain people? So it's like it's this. This is it. Star Wars Outlaw. I don't know what kind of game it is. That's my biggest criticism so far. Is like, what is it? Like, it's just the same problem with the CGI problem. Like, I like that it's in-game footage. It looks probably awesome. Oh, gameplay walkthrough reveal on Ubisoft Forward. Oh, it's an Ubisoft game. Okay.
Wow.
Good.
Fable, South of Midnight, Star Wars Outlaws. Welcome to our first ever double feature.
Good start.
The Xbox Game
Start with
Showcase,
Fable, kind of.
followed by a deep
want a
dive
gameplay,
into
but
one of the
it
most
exists.
important
Is it a release date? I
RPGs
don't know.
ever made, Starfield. Gaming is the most powerful of all entertainment. It transports, it challenges, it connects us, and it's just incredibly and awesomely fun. That is why Team Xbox is committed to building the greatest place to play. By partnering with the most ambitious of game creators and by unleashing the power of the gaming community, enabling all of us to play the games we want with our friends anywhere, from mobile devices to PCs to consoles.
She's looking at us
The
pretty
lineup
wide.
we
Wide-eyed.
have for you today is just incredible.
He's probably great.
These are the works of the very greatest creative teams from around the world. We made this show for you, the largest, most engaged, and globally diverse fan base in Xbox history. You are the heart and soul of Xbox. Your passion drives us, and you are the inspiration for the visionaries whose games we showcase today. From me and all of the team at Xbox, thank you.
Okay, so it's a third-person shooter, most
This
likely?
next
Okay.
game is from
Who's gonna
Thunder
hate?
Lotus, the award-winning studio behind Spiritfarer, who've gone back to their combat roots with an amazing co-op raid-focused action game that is uniquely theirs. All right, everybody, it's time.
I miss when we used to have the one lady who Ubisoft used to always have. She seemed just like very authentic. That one seems like a news anchor who's like they're pointing a gun at her. She's like, ooh. I know people like Hades. I'm not sure this is similar. Whew, there's a lot of people on the screen. Are those all real people? Thunder Lotus. Good name. Ooh, that music. I love me some opera. Okay. I feel like it might be trying to capture the magic of Hades. It looks like it's on a budget. But still looks cool. Pick up and raid. Okay, so this is like, oh, okay, so probably this is making use of the being cooperative essentially. Kind of neat. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's an audience for this. I'm not in that. 33 players. That's quite a bit. Bull rush of giant boss and it's sort of hacking at his ankles. Jeez. I mean, 10, 15 bucks a month isn't bad. Yeah, man, that's true. What we call it. Game Pass to me is a hell of a deal, especially in the era where like games are costing $90 Canadian, man. Just Jesus. Whew. Yeah. I can't even dwell on it. Makes me sad. It looks like a game I've seen it before, but I can't think of what it's called. 33 Immortals. That's cute because you can play 33 co-op. Tis neat. How many? Coming 2024. I think we're on to the normal swing of things where they show a bunch of indie games and big games.
It's a simple
Big
job.
game.
Just in and out.
Payday 2.
Nothing to it.
It's been developed for a long time. I'm always worried about this game because it feels like a game that had a really cool idea, a lot of talented people behind it, but like 5 people played like making it.
Everybody hit the floor.
There's always just enough clunk just to kind of be like, you guys need more people to help find shit. But I was always a banger of a game. I remember people watch people play. It's also a very niche thing of like, you know, breaking into a place, grabbing money, and then like holding them down, and like killing what is functionally 1,000 soldiers or police officers. It's just weird, you know? Yeah, see, like that. They're all rushing you and they just shoot them with a shotgun. Oh, but okay, we got some ninjas, some SWAT missiles coming at you. You can slide. You probably can do that in the first game, but more enemies on screen. Refined looking health packs. We haven't seen too many new things besides the scope there. It's such an old fucking game. Yeah. Beta. Oh, sorry. No, I didn't mean Payday 2. I mean Payday 3. The sequel of it. Coming 2021. Or sometimes I've misread that. I'm the worst. Get ready for many more years of DLC. Yeah.
World premiere.
Okay, first time we ever seen this. Good. Atlas. Key Studio. Atlas sounds familiar. Never mind. Okay. Anime. Sin? Oh, Persona! Yeah. What? What? It looks good. People are creaming, I bet, right now. People are losing it. Is it a DLC or a full game? Persona 5? Got the characters that look familiar. Still haven't played this game, even though I heard nothing, literally nothing but good things. So, you know, besides the fact that it takes 200 years to complete, but also that's a good thing because you'll have fun the whole time apparently. So, yeah. Persona 3, something, early 2024. What is that? Is that a Persona? Okay, for Persona 3 remake. Got it. Oh, an actual remake, not like a remaster. Awesome, that's huge. Day 1 Game Pass, baby. I love how Xbox is like doing that fucking thing where they like spam you like with images like it's on Game Pass. Everything is on Game Pass. What the heck? In-game footage, it said. Is this? I don't think it's the Assassin's Creed game. It looks similar. It's like Shadow of Mordor-y. Oh, is this it?
People don't like you very
Obsidian's
much,
like
do they?
answer to Skyrim version of Skyrim, maybe. We're finally
Sent
seeing it.
here to the living lands by an emperor who couldn't bother to come himself.
Oh, it's first person too. I'm happy they didn't ban that. Oh, we got lightning guns. It looks so cool. Very. If you've ever played New Vegas, it's yeah. It's just as crazy and out there.
That seems to be corrupting our very souls.
Oh, now we gotta see it.
You want us to
combat looks a
trust
little
you,
bit different.
but the truth is,
The spells we got books and maybe rings.
you scare us.
Oh, that's cool. Looks like it took a long ass time to
The way
cast.
you fight,
Okay.
the power you wield,
Little
the
orbs.
secrets you keep.
The attacks with that
Are
weight.
here to save us.
Oh, there's dwarves. A bunch of races.
Or destroy us.
Killed a whole church, I guess. Forge. Everything looks clean, like very crisp. Also, it looks like it's very
Now that you
on
have
rails.
all this
Some
power,
of the hits, to be honest.
What are you gonna do with it?
Definitely weird seaman creature. Merman, I should say. Not seaman, merman. Definitely rocking that spell sword. I wonder if there's different builds. Avowed, the game we've seen a millennia ago. Ooh, no release day. Oh, coming 2024. Okay, next year, baby. They're getting in right after, right before Bethesda drops the next Elder Scrolls. That's awesome. That looks cool, man. Some neat looking magic. Yeah, man, I'm just happy to have like another version of Skyrim to play, essentially. Also, I love Obsidian. Their like design choices, 100% more than Bethesda. So I'm hyped. Lucasfilm's Deep in the Sea. Not Lucasfilm, but not. Oh, I guess Sea of Thieves. I don't know. Is this Sea of Thieves 2? Or is this probably just a hyper big expansion? Probably, because I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Sea of Thieves, The Legend of Monster Island. I've seen so many people play this game and then nobody.
Notorious
Like,
tavern
it
on
dropped off a
Melee
cliff
Island.
from.
Wall-to-wall rogues and scoundrels.
But it made plenty of money.
So tell me, which ship is right for you? A big ship? A luxury ship? A ship with just a splash of je ne sais quoi?
The legend of Monkey Island. You mean Governor
Looks like they finally built it out.
But Threepwood's not set
Because
foot
there's a
out
lot
of
of
that
like
mansion for almost
RNG
a
spawning
year.
things.
Hey, what do you
Having to
think you're
exist in the
doing?
world with everyone
I
else.
told you no autographs. Though I see you have a meet and greet ticket. And I guess it's not every day that you get to meet the mighty pirate Guybrush Threepwood, the legend of Monkey Island.
The Chuck has turned the memories of this island into a prison for Guybrush.
Well, well, what do we have here?
Classic Blackbeard. Looks cool. It looks like it's an actual story. Like a live service game finally like, hey, let's finish the game.
Things will be very
make a whole game.
different from the sea of thieves you know.
No, it's not. Obsidian does make HD. Yeah, sorry. I didn't see. Guys, I have a squirrel memory. I'm just here in the moment, okay?
World.
I'm looking at the screen, but I'm not taking in information a lot of times. I'm trying to look at chat also, so like I'm not reading. Okay, this is a game, an Xbox game press something studio present. Monkey Island crossover for Sea of Thieves. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know it was a crossover, but they put that together. The next generation of Microsoft. Pursue your dreams of a career in aviation. In-game footage. Oh, it's a flying sim. Cute. Very cute. Neat. Oh, that's a guy who hits too close to home. The whole forest fire and copper planes, right? Dropping water. It reminds me of Outer Worlds was. How Outer Worlds was. Things felt a bit narrow in scope. Yeah, I know. I was kind of surprised. I'm hoping that that's a bigger game. You know, Obsidian, I don't know why they haven't made another open world game. Maybe they had a lot of struggle with New Vegas, but it ended up being a great product after they patched it all, you know? And like a very iconic product too, so I don't know. Hopefully they have some open world games, because maybe that one is. It looks very narrow, like I said, though. Hopefully. This is neat. I mean, I'm always surprised when I see like people still buy FIFA, so yeah. This is the perfect crossover. Yeah. Get what says similar tone and art style. Pete says do the Fortnite one. One says Halo. We're sorry. What are you talking about? Oh, for this. Hate says thank God I got game, but yeah, man, there's a lot. Thus far, it's been especially 2024 looking like a good day to be a what do you call it, a Halo or an Xbox Game Pass owner. That's a lot of what this is. It's just validation of like, hey, like I know you got Game Pass. They'll cancel your subscription because their game's coming out hopefully soon. That's a huge market that I'm so detached to. But the whole flight same thing as racing games. They keep selling. I'm so out of it. But yeah. In-game footage again. Oh, a Dune game, maybe? Or Riddick. Probably Dune. They seem the same. But anyways. Or is not it at all? It looks Dune-y to me. Desert and the space plane. Obsidian does specialize with more linear RPGs. Still given the choice, but not so much. Yeah, but I feel like that sandbox, that big-ass open-world game, man, they crushed. I don't know, outside of Outer Worlds, I don't know a game that people have talked as highly about from them as New Vegas. And I love Outer Worlds, but yeah, New Vegas is just a special treat. There was just so much content. Long live the flight. Oh, it's just a collaboration with... Okay. Well, I thought we were seeing a Dune game. We didn't hear about that, but I guess it's not quite there. Yeah. It did get released...
Hi, Melina here, speaking to you from our performance capture stage at Ninja Theory, where we have just wrapped our shoots for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. When we first showed gameplay for Hellblade 2, it was a look at some of the game's cinematic and immersive action, where Senua faced off against a gigantic troll on the Icelandic coastline.
Oh, I didn't realize that's who was making the Doom game. The Conan Exile guys. Damn.
Today, we're taking you deeper into Senua's story, her personal quest, her unique perspective on the world, and the intimate journey that awaits you in Senua's saga. What you'll see today is all captured by the team on Xbox Series X.
That was great. She did a great job. Felt authentic. No one blinks enough, but you know, it's a problem. Look about it. That Hellblade trailer we got a long time ago. I'm surprised we haven't seen it since.
Slipping through her soul, following the threads of her mind. She's here to find them. The ones who hide. She needs their help with a promise.
I don't know the story of Hellblade. Is she both mentally ill and the world's crazy? Like the world's also like dark evil beings exist, or it's all in her head?
Is it?
I thought the joke
has a price.
I thought it was that she actually isn't a schizophrenic or whatever.
There's a part of you that changes.
But instead is like connected to some sort of dimensional thing, and her people are helping her, I guess.
And a part of you that dies. Over there, that pool. I can feel them. Everywhere. The lost ones. They are watching us.
Very Cthulhu-y. Does that make sense? Eye of Madness, all that.
They can see us. What is going to happen?
Mental illness in North Mythos. Oh, okay. But
it's time to find out. Why are they watching? It's time to find out. What are they waiting for?
So she's just tripping. Nothing is real.
I'm here.
Watching more than one. Where are they?
Where are you?
What do they want? I don't like it. I'm scared. This is too hard, woman. Their eyes everywhere. Can feel them boring into her. Witch. What is she supposed to do? Do something. Ask them.
What do you want me to do?
Our soul fought through hell to find us.
You were lost. Not anymore.
Are you ready for what you will find here?
What we will find. What if it's all for nothing? What is that? There. They are waiting. There. It's them. It's you. What will they do to her? What will we do to us? Touch it. Feel your mind, your voices, all the parts of you that are broken. You can be whole. All the grief, all the rage, all the fear.
Everything I've seen, everything I've done has led me to this place.
We've come so far, not far enough. Say it. You are ready. Tell them.
I am here. Now.
What if we get lost forever? What will happen to them? What will happen to you?
I will not let them down.
She is ready. They know. Go.
Who are these around you, Senua? Those you have saved, or those you led to death?
That was peaceful. I don't know why. Very chill. I zoned out. Or zoned in, I suppose. Uh-oh. 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 Are we okay? Okay. That game's Hellblade. Is that on my end? Back a tick, I guess? Let's go back one tick. Come on. I'm not even on the highest settings. I'm on like fucking normal. Why it's constantly shipping the bean shit? Stick to one thing! Don't do this to me! Please! It's not my thing. What the heck? If I have to go off Wi-Fi maybe? What the fuck? I don't know what to do with this. Let's get on my end. That guy's got really like dominant teeth. Anyways, what do I do with this, man? I guess we'll just reload. How fucking broken is it? Well, actually, I'm happy that we didn't see most of it. Can we please open it up normal? My computer is having a stroke. Huh? Thank you. Sorry. Is this a Yakuza game, Clock? Looks very Yakuza. Yes. Lake of the Dragon. Like a dragon, infinite wealth. Sorry about that, boys. Game had the whole stream had a stroke. Turns you to... What do you mean hate? Oh, here we go. Starfield, maybe. Oh, wait, we're 76. Oh, this is an update for the live service.
Appalachia! What a sight! A verdant wonderland of promise plucked from post-atomic blight. The fruit of years of prudent progress and determined reclamation, and 15 million dwellers worth of keen imagination. From the heart of West Virginia to the depths of the pit.
Well, we owe it all to Vault 76.
No matter if you roam alone or spend your time with friends, you'll find a home in Appalachia where the good times never end. There are relics to uncover from a time before the war, along with loads of friendly folks to meet and enemies galore. Our world is always changing. Greater foes are overthrown as we embark on expeditions into thrilling new unknowns. Yes, from Appalachian
I hope the next Fallout game we get is a collaboration between Obsidian and
you're never short on things to do or places to explore. Think you've seen it all, eh? Well, how about this? Pack your bags for an escape of Epicurean bliss. Put your rad shield on and fix your hair up pretty, because we're headed for the boardwalk of
I want to say that I would love a Netflix series or something like that with just this cartoon stuff, but it would get old.
There's a million ways to make the wasteland your waste home. And when you hear adventure calling, when you're looking for some kicks,
definitely try to keep this game full. Yeah, man. And you kind of, I don't know if it's the best call, because I don't know, I feel like Fallout's better done in the same cycle as with that, or Skyrim,
Game Pass.
Elder Scrolls. Fuck, fell out of 76. Yeah, man, a lot of people did. But it's cool that they keep adding stuff, so if you are a fan, that you can keep playing. Again, that's the cool part about live service games, when the game is good, and then you can just keep playing a good game. Oh, is it Destiny? Oh, wait, no. It looked like, whenever I see ornamental stuff, I always think Destiny. It was very gaudy, that game. Okay. Ooh, made by Capcom. Maybe a Fluff's domain. I have no understanding of what this could be. Yeah, we won't see another Fallout until after Elder Scrolls, probably. Yeah. We did see one in between with New Vegas, but yeah, probably right. Nasty ass claws, got it. Definitely won't be Destiny there in bed with. That's true. It's true. I didn't think about that. Again, I'm just reactive. I'm not thinking much. That's weird. I have no idea what this could be. Whenever I see games with this kind of style, I just think of how excited I am for the Wukong game. I'm just like, yeah, I'd rather just play that. But you could have it all if you're really interested in the whole this art style. Which honestly, this art style is getting a little. I don't know. Ever since Ghost of Tsushima kind of really did a lot for me when it comes to this art style, I kind of feel like I don't want more of this other stuff, you know? That's kind of cool. I shouldn't be a hater. That's kind of dope. Okay. Weird camera angle. You're super far back. Huh. Hate says, hey, Grim, what's good, Hate? Again, hi. Path of the Goddess. Looks like a weird mixture between like a full game and then a half a game. Not coming to PC though. Actually, maybe. Probably not. Played on Game Pass day one. Boom. Reminds me of Absolver. Yeah. To me, it reminded me of a top-down kind of shooter or indie game. What's this?
General Motors' historic commitment to performance
is
game. Embodied in two of its iconic brands, Chevrolet and Cadillac. The V-Series.R elevates Cadillac's competitive spirit to a whole new level with its thunderous
Hate
V8
says, why are you not
and
reading my
hybrid
messages?
power.
I am Hate. Absolutely. Oh, unless
The legendary
sometimes it doesn't go through, but I have
has
it.
been a celebrated champion for decades.
Also, I'm
the
trying to
all-new
keep it on
Chevrolet
tap.
Corvette E-Ray continues that
I think
tradition.
I've read almost all your messages.
General Motors is proud to usher in a
Usually
new
Buddhists are
era
Hindi,
of competition with the innovators behind the new Forza Motorsport.
Forza Motorsport and General Motors are pairing their strengths in technical excellence and sophisticated modern design to take bold steps into the future and bring that experience to gamers. I'm thrilled to welcome the Cadillac V-Series.R and the Corvette E-Ray to the home of competition.
I know you're ready. You've got this. Let's tweak the car's performance for the next one. Was your best lap yet.
Guys sucking in this whole racing game. Whole ass racing game.
This is my timeline.
Ooh, this video is copyright claim now. Damn. Well, thank you so much for the members on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you a lot. When I got up just then, I rolled my fucking finger. It was horrible. It hurts real bad. Forza probably, yeah, something like that. It's always a collab. Whenever there's a racing game or a flying game, I tune out, unfortunately. It's, again, there's not my world.
I have seen all that ever was.
Elder Scrolls Online.
That ever will be.
Maybe.
I have seen betrayal.
No? Not Dragon Age. Yeah, no, it's not.
Ambition.
Are they bringing the Skyrim now?
The one who knows.
This is also a game that keeps updating itself. I think this is one of the circles. I remember I heard how much money this game made. I was like, really? But yeah, Elder Scrolls expansion. Yeah. This one look cool. There's like a necromancer-esque, but it's not.
The first time
great monster class.
Existence, I feel disconnected from fate's flow. Unseen forces move against me, hungry for forbidden knowledge. A mystery long kept hidden, a secret.
Yeah,
that
for me, it's more
threatens
book,
to
yeah.
unravel
Which is weird because it's not
reality
quite necromancy, but it is. It mystical weirdness, you know? Whenever I see an MMO, I don't know, the more I see an MMO, I'm more excited for Blue Protocol, because I'm just like, that's kind of my scene, that's my vibe. Anime, and softer, less like jagged edges with detail, it's more just like smoothed out softness. I like it. I feel like the detail can be messy.
Protect the secret. Save Tamriel.
Makes sense. It's one of their biggest moneymakers, so it makes sense that Xbox is like, hey, let's do this too. We want to come back in this new expansion or new class. Necron, yeah. Is that just a class? I don't think it's just a class. I think it's a class and a zone. So, yeah.
CSIS Unit 37.
Ooh, Blizzard
Toronto
Entertainment.
Sector.
The not story thing. Instead, it's just a DLC.
Null sector this time.
Or season
They've taken
pass.
over most of the city and they're rounding up Omnics. They need our help.
This August, you can play an eighth of what you were promised, and it will be sold to you, and probably overpriced. But you can do it. We're only slightly liars, if not... No, that's not true. We have completely lied to you. And every choice we've made has been in profits, it seems. Very unfortunate. But we'll give you a taste of what you thought you were promised. It looks cool. It also looks cool if it was a whole
To
package.
interrupt the moment, but I'm picking up reports of more attacks in other cities.
Granted, I would just be... Oh, god damn you. I'd just be happy with a full-ass TV series if they just stopped making the great. Okay, great. What the fuck happened? I'll do this. Not that zoomed in. Go to the other one. What the heck? Something went wrong, it said. Damn it! Why the fuck is it? Is it because the chat's going? Hide the chat. Is it stroking out because there's so much to load? Open up it normally. Anyways, sorry. Start from technical difficulty.
The world is counting on us.
Eldritch power rather than raising the dead. Ah, I see. Oh, the Necromancer already did this. Oh, yeah.
Shall we do this together?
Hold up. Are they actually backpedaling?
Watch this.
I don't think so. I think they did say that.
Not bad.
Maybe they're backpedaling. But I thought the whole thing was that they were like, no, we'll still do story stuff, but we're gonna put it in a season pass like format. So you'll get like a little bit of story every now and again. Yeah, something like that. I thought. So you get like a tiny little chunk of...
It looks like we're in a palace.
What the hell is going on?
Watch out for people. Too fast.
No idea. But if they're attacking us, our only choice is fighting back. Hey, look over there!
What is this?
Can you get us out of here?
So you're telling me
Persona
you're thieves
Chibi.
who steal hearts, and you just happened to stumble into this world? The Rebel Corps will always help the Phantom Thieves, just as the Phantom Thieves have helped the Rebel Corps.
Overwatch 2
Never
failed.
forget that
Fucking
we're a
much
united force who can rely
I
on
don't
each
think
other.
they did. I think they did the opposite.
You should be grateful to
Nothing
have
they
been
helped.
made my subjects. But you're just mannerless little brats.
I think they found a PvE content that they spent years developing.
Unfortunately, returning.
Oh no, what do you call it? They never said they were going to not do it. They just said that they were going to release tiny... Sorry, they didn't say that they're not going to do it. But they did say, oh, we'll release like tiny seasonal-like events similar to like Junkrat's thing, except probably with more story. Junkrat's like a winter event kind of thing, or a Halloween event. I think it's same as that. Persona Tactics spin-off. Persona Tactics, neat. I always heard about Tactics XYZ, but I haven't ever played it. Available day one Game Pass, baby. Oh, we got. Ooh, here we go. Starfield. Has it been 2 hours yet? Really, they must have a lot more to show, or maybe they're doing gameplay walkthroughs at the end. Here we go.
Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the
Think about the
unknown.
mods. Think about the mods, okay?
The wonder is not that the field of stars is so vast, but that we have measured it.
get a little drone buddy, which is kind of probably a straight rip from Fallout 4, but you know. From the creator of, yeah, I don't think you need an introduction. A brand new universe, 25 years in the making. That's absurd. That's crazy. That's too much. It's too much to
We're
put
all
on
here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there?
Space travel is cool. Oh, okay, we got some
You're
unique
part
beats.
of Constellation now. Part of our family.
We do not fully understand all that is at work here.
No finer group in the stars to be unraveling this mystery.
Dude,
I'll
Mass Effect
follow
was
you
so fun.
from here on out, Captain.
Grab jump is ready. I love this part.
I see this like kind of like half space, half not kind of thing. Like they're not like Mass Effect just hyper in the future. It's kind of like
These
right at the
artifacts could be
edge.
everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
Human settlements throughout the galaxy could be at risk.
Oh, I'm missing it. And that grab looks good. The guns look better.
I'm not stopping.
The way they shoot
Whatever
actually looks
lies at
nice.
the end of this road will change humanity forever.
I want like a stretch of gameplay. We're just kind of seeing like a fucking epileptic seizure of gameplay clips. And we're like, I'm sure channels that cover this game are going to be like, yes!
This is where we belong.
It's very cool. Again, I didn't know it was 25 years in the making. I'm sure that's a bit of a stretch, but still. Yeah. Again, to me, the space era, it's awesome, but I'm also, I want to experience it, because part of me is like, I would rather you just be Mass Effect, where you go hard as shit into the space fantasy, but maybe this is a nice thing too. Starfield Direct, stay tuned at the end. Okay, so to actually see it. Okay, so we'll have a big walkthrough at the end. Nice. That's cool. Hades in space. Anxiety kicked in. Can't wait. Oh, do you not like the space? I know some people are afraid of space. Can't wait to see Modder. Modders give the robot massive badonk knowledge. Yeah. What did it say about this? I love the art style. In-game footage. Oh, there's a little man in the back. What is that? Weird. Made a climbing game, but didn't make it VR? Doesn't seem right. Again, they're gonna ask for the Breath of the Wild, or Zelda, the new Zelda game. People have been really soaking into the climbing fetish. I love the environment. They're like post-apocalyptic thing. What is that thing I always see people on? Oh, it's their climbing spikes. Sorry. That makes sense. Don't nod. Don't nod, is that what it's called? Okay. Did you like Uncharted? Because it's been a bit. Looks neat. Creative indie game. God, okay, yeah. That I was about to say, how are they gonna? No, they sold it just based on how beautiful the environments look. That makes sense. Also, there's not many games like this that have this kind of weird movement. I like it. It's not a walking sim, it's a climbing sim. Tinker on that, but yeah. No, that can't be VR. Well, not yet. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's so fucking cute. Ah! Damn. Is that right? Just Ant? What the heck font was that? I feel like I had a stroke. Anyways, let's get alone. I'm late as hell to the party. I don't know. We'd be through. I think we'd be. Oh wait, yeah. I think we'd be streaming Xbox Showcase. I think you left for the last one. I didn't have time to tell you the whole time. You can't climb that mountain, but there was that did Life is Strange and such. Oh, is that it? Oh, cool. That game always looked pretty. Just hope this game doesn't have needlessly injected social community. Yeah, social commentary. What do you call it? I was wondering if we were going to see the new Bioshock, but probably not. It's very Amnesia. It's the new Amnesia game. It's the same as The Thing. Still wakes in the deep. Arrives early, 2024. Fuck that. But you know, for people who want it, good. You're scary, good. No thanks. Just hope this game doesn't have needless. Oh, you're right there. What is this? Water gun? Thick-ass blade. Ooh. The art style is both awesome and it's a little bit like agitating. It's hard to look at it in some ways. The grain, I wish it wasn't there. It's like a fucking filter. I'd rather it just be kind of soft. I hope you can take off the sharpness. It literally is just a sharpness filter. I think it looks so much prettier with that lens. But maybe that's the whole shtick. I don't know. What do you call hate? I don't know. You gotta stop that, man. Nobody read my message yet. I did. I read the message. Yes. Also, don't be needy like that. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing to see.
Hi.
Ooh, Keanu.
I'm very excited to be returning as Johnny Silverhand in the upcoming expansion for Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. This new adventure reunites Johnny and V on a dangerous spy mission and introduces Idris Elba as secret agent Solomon Reed. It's really amazing to share the screen with you, Idris. It's cool to be a part of this game with you, man. As a player, you'll get to visit Dogtown, an unexplored part of Night City, and rescue the President of the new United States of America. Expect a massive expansion, twists, secrets, and plenty of stuff to do. I know the team at CD Projekt Red just keeps raising the bar when it comes to telling cinematic stories in video games. And I really can't wait for you to play it on Xbox Series X and S. But enough talking.
His voice and speech.
I'm guessing you want to see for yourself. And so it is my honor and pleasure to give you and introduce the official trailer for Phantom Liberty. Check it out.
I like it. You went goofy. You went pretty goofy. Did I miss anything cool? Yeah, Fable. We got Elden Ring. Or not Elden Ring, sorry. Not Elden Ring. Starfield. How do I say Elden Ring?
I'm dying. There's nothing can stop that.
Yeah, because the ending of the game, he saves you.
V.
Or if you're nice to him, he saves you.
My name is Songbird. I'm an NUS intelligence analyst. I know about the bomb ticking in your head. And I can save your life.
What's the catch? I need you to get to Dogtown.
Attention all Dogtown residents.
I have very high expectations when I get back to this game, when it's finally stabilized, because it did look like it had to make it really good.
Man's got 1,001 reasons to want Myers as a hostage. Sleeper agents. Time to wake them up.
So NUSA's tossing us back into the fray, huh?
Stay sharp. We're in the wolf's den now.
Get Myers out of there.
Time to evac.
Also, I always like the story of having this digital person in your head. Again, I love any buddy cop movie I love, or any buddy cop story I think is fun.
Wait, hear that?
God almighty! It's moving! Run!
Banshee scream?
Someone ratted us out.
You know, V, treason ain't ever black and white.
It's a charade, V.
Wherever she goes, people get hurt. Bodies drop.
Just want what Songbird promised me. The cure.
Situation's changed. Need to know if you're with me.
Illusion of freedom draws in the desperate. Pick your truth, V.
Come on, got iron in your head. Gotta put it to someone's head. Pull the trigger.
I don't know if I like...
If I don't do anything, and do it soon...
when there's actors in my video game, unless they're like... you're like a different person entirely. They just feel like a different person, like... the what do you call it? The Johnny, whatever his name is. It doesn't feel like Keanu Reeves. He feels like him. Like Johnny, whatever the hell that guy's name is. You know what I mean? He feels different. So yeah. What's good, Nong? Nong says, turn on all notifications loud. That seems to work for me. Weird, YouTube didn't even notify. Damn. What is this? The simulator game? Sky Scraper. Oh, I see. Maybe a builder sim? Fluff says, Keanu's fountain of youth is finally around. I was about to say, I heard there's a voice thing difference. It almost sounds like his teeth are in a weird state. Oh, I think the expansion is meant to be before any ending. Oh, okay, I see. I wonder if it changes the ending so that you can like choose the bad ending and still be okay, you know? Lone says, also, how is everyone doing? Pretty good. I want to go back and look at Fable again because I think my brain perceives Fable in like a cartoony kind of probably rendered like perspective. So to see the new style of it is pretty detailed, like very like doesn't quite look realistic, but kind of realistic. Like if there's a bar, it's more on the realistic than cartoony, I think, and that's a little odd. Nor did I think. I didn't get the kind of like the weird heart and atmosphere that Fable has. It kind of just looked like a fantasy game, which is what kind of people were worried about. We'll see. I want to go back and watch it like 1,000 times and see what's happening. Well, this is a packed end of the year. Yeah, everything's coming at once.
World premiere.
Lots of good stuff coming September and October. Hope the game has been a buggy on this. I don't think it is. I have heard nothing but good things from Cyberpunk at this point. Which is good. It's balanced out. What is this? I've seen it before. I just don't know. Sure, it's great.
果たして誰が次の王か
says, lol, but I do have all notifications turned on. Yeah, sometimes YouTube, if you don't interact with the channel, like liking it or something like that, it will push it out of recommendations because you're liking other things. The algorithm basically trying to make you happy as much as possible, but a lot of us forget to interact with the things we are enjoying something. I fucking barely like videos just because I forget. Even when someone reminds me, I'm like, if I want to know.
これこそ人間の真実だ。道は二つに一つ。またあったね。やはり君は興味深い。今こそあんた自身がそうなる番だ。正義かどうかじゃない。誰もが恐れと不安に負けそうで。理想を貫け。何が正しいのかわからない。すべての始まりはあなたの持つ小説。
Yeah, notification aren't really the best on YouTube.
ただの絵空事なんかじゃない。
So I tried to tell you guys that we were streaming these conferences. I could have done a better job of giving you guys the exact time. But yeah. But yeah, I did actually at the end of the last stream, but you left early, so.
World premiere.
Hopefully not an indie game, although they're cute. I just want to see some big new exciting thing to look forward to. On a scale-bound level of cool. Xbox Game Studio. Okay, in-house. Creator of the Banner Saga?
Humanity's cities have fallen. Our people's only means of survival is to seek sanctuary here, in the Belfry.
That was beautiful.
You must explore this world to find the origins of this evil. And bring hope back to our people.
Sorry. Explore in a co-op adventure. Okay. It's like a Battlecrafter, I think it's called. For the King 2, I think. Buff has been nailing all of them. I think he's just missed one. I don't even remember what that one was. It just me wanting to nerf Fluff a little bit.
Together,
I can hear
save humanity.
What do you mean, hate? Someone says, maybe YouTube just hates it. Maybe. That could also be the case.
World
is a
premiere.
spin-off of a Persona series. Tensei original branch. Is that another world premiere? I think I might have heard world premiere when I was reading chat. Thank you, Lawrence. What is this? A little Bioshocky vibes, or We Happy Few. The future of the
This city is a miracle of progress. A finely tuned, delicately balanced machine. But it only takes one rebellious little gear to ruin everything.
What is it? Is it a
if you
first-person
resist my rule?
Oh, third-person game.
If you alter
Steampunk
our past,
FPS.
if you threaten what I have built, there is nowhere in space or time where I will not destroy you.
Let's make this. It gives me like a Dishonored vibe. Like the guys who developed that, either that or We Happy Few. I think they did buy We Happy Few. I don't think it's Judas. Yeah, Judas had a blonde lady.
Oh no. What did I do?
Any last words before my friend puts one in your skull?
God damn, that was beard, whatever it was. Chops, clock, work. Revolution. Okay. Coming on Steam. Love it. Coming in due time. Oh, okay. Let's say that. First time we've seen that. What's good, Winnie? Winnie, do you see Fable? Oof.
Thank you all for joining us.
Is that it?
Today is a special day for me and the team.
Starfield walkthrough.
I'm excited to see 11 games showcased from our first-party studios. We opened with Fable from Playground Games, which will bring the franchise into the modern era while staying true to its British style and humor. Compulsion and In Exile shared their first original experiences since joining Xbox with South of Midnight and Clockwork Revolution. And we are thrilled at how Avowed is shaping up for release next year from the RPG masters at Obsidian.
I hope.
In addition to Avowed, our studios will deliver Hellblade 2, an all-new Microsoft Flight Simulator, Towerborn, and more in 2024. Later this month, players can look forward to Elder Scrolls Online Necrom and Sea of Thieves Monkey Island. As we look to holiday, we will launch Starfield and Forza Motorsport, both built for Xbox Series X, S, and PC. We are also honored to share 14 games today from our creative partners, like Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft Massive in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games, 33 Immortals from Thunder Lotus, Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess from Capcom, and more Persona games coming to Game Pass thanks to our continued partnership with Sega Atlas. I'd also like to congratulate the Studio Zero team on Metaphor Refantazio. It's great to be able to premiere what is next from the creators of Persona here in our showcase. We are focused on putting our players and game creators first in everything we do. No matter if you choose to play on Xbox, PC, or over the cloud, all gamers are welcome here at Xbox. When it comes to our consoles, we have heard your feedback on two fronts. First, we have significantly increased our supply of Xbox Series X, making it easier for fans to find globally. Second, we know you've wanted more storage with Xbox Series S, and I'm excited to share we have some news there as well.
Cool. I'm not so happy they've done what they've done. Like just being like, hey, as a PC player, like, yes, we're a part of the ecosystem. They need to make us happy too. Let's go. I hope Phantom Liberty will be good. Yeah, Winnie, me too. Me too. I can't wait to get back in that game. Hopefully there's some mods there that can help adjust some stuff that I wanted to have adjusted. It looks awesome. I was also one of the people who had fun playing Cyberpunk even at launch, you know? I just kind of stopped because I just stopped. 1 terabyte of SSD storage. Not bad. Not bad. Coming September 1st. You can pre-order now.
And now for the one more thing you've all been waiting for. Prepare for the most comprehensive deep dive we've ever done for the biggest game we've ever built. So sit tight and enjoy Starfield Direct.
No thanks to Sony's scarcity? Yeah. I mean, PS5 people don't exist. Here we go. Okay, so this is what we have, a 10-minute, maybe, walkthrough of Starfield, which should be huge. This game apparently took 25 years to make, and it's probably the most anticipated game now of this year. I think Breath of the Wild was arguably one of the most. But now, this is the new Big Pooba coming out around Christmas. I think it's the same thing, 11/11/11. Yeah. But this, hopefully, we're going to see what the actual experience is. We kind of got this last year, or last year maybe. But we'll see what this actually be. Hopefully it's a better show. Are we going to get the man, the myth, the legend? Toddster? The guy?
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you. From the Elder Scrolls to Fallout. We love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world, but set it in space, where you weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do? And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio. We've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
Man, good lighting makes you look immortal. Todd looks great for his age. He looks mad, like crazy. In-game
Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years. But it's still a Bethesda RPG through and through, where you step into a new world and you get that feeling of unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world. It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice of where to go, it's not ours, it's yours.
People start saying 1,000, I start worrying about
and
the
it wasn't
mile-wide
until now that we had the technology to create it. From the rocks at your feet to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too. We realistically simulate the galaxy around you. Our next generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
In that case, monitors help us, please. God.
We also have an all-new animation system. And of course, you can play it in third person.
Brisk jog.
And you can play it in first person.
3 different jog animations. Golly.
We love exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale.
Yeah.
That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in.
I like how
you can collect resources.
It looks less alien than No Man's Sky, you know? It's
do
more
a
like
mission, and maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
Enemies. A little bit of shaking cam. Killed a man. Way out in the open, but yeah, SMG is looking clean. That was one of the issues with Fallout 4 is that it was very like you couldn't do some of it. You couldn't have like movement like this. Not bad. Pretty good. Kind of felt like you were killing, you know, fucking goblin tiny people. I was gonna say
we
children,
do
but that
love
seems horrible.
stuff and all of the items allowing you to pick everything up, and you can view all that in your data menu. This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits.
Must have forgotten about Fallout 76.
To food. We just obsess over the details, and food. We obsess over food. When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you. I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Welcome back.
We're trying to probably find a special spark
and
or something.
He can
in the
even say
world,
your name.
in the universe.
Let's head out.
Just like a Watson, you can say your name. It's kind of neat. Unless your name's not there. But anyway.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced,
1,000
yet
planets
still looks grounded and relatable.
What do you call
For
it?
us,
No Man's Sky?
Contrast, that's where the visual
You
interest
have to have
is.
like a shit ton of hours
NASA,
just to be able to
which
do
is
that.
the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
Okay.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship.
Okay.
Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch, a bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
I like that more than sci-fi.
What's the plan, Captain?
Unless it's full sci-fi like Mass Effect, which is just like impossible.
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously,
like
the game is big.
Godly
and
weapon.
Here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them,
speck of
versus
the
the
map.
many planets that are barren but resource heavy.
Okay.
Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here, you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system, where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
New Atlantis? Yeah, so 1,000 planets are not just 1,000 planets, but maybe a couple planets are like godly with minerals or something like that. And I'm not sure what you use them for. I'm not sure if you're going to build a society or you're going to... It's only going to be used for making like a hypercore or something.
Welcome to UC Space.
Lets you go farther.
Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete.
I hope it will support mods just like they did with Fallout. Oh yeah, I guarantee they would. It'd be one of the biggest boycott hatred trains if they didn't support modders.
As soon as you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
Can you go in there places?
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a Colony War memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
Can you still just go on a rampage?
You really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
So I think there's around 1,000 that you can land on.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group.
200 hours, okay.
Most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
League of Extraordinary
The artifacts
Gentlemen.
are so different, so alien.
Women.
And I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god, look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates?
I hope they show us some companions.
Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. The settled systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
Fuck that. No.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space. The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard?
To play.
Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
Skyrim is a feeling for
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colonies. The city of Sidonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies. Beyond the United Colonies' reach, you might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems. This is Freestar Collective Space. The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila
have
City.
like a followed vibe.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
I love it.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now known throughout the settled
This
systems
is straight out
as
of,
a pleasure city where almost anything goes.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
We're just any hyper-capitalistic like, advertising on the planet.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
The faces look both awesome and like super
Outside
awful.
the bounds of civilized
Sometimes.
space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems to explore, but these areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
I'll be partnering with them.
A
They
new
sound legit.
face. This is the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile.
They think the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
Dude, I really hope this game capitalizes on like the uniqueness
In
of things being
Starfield,
spread
we're
out.
pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there,
that far.
waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
So, ready to get out there?
Yeah, there's like a legendary weapon on a planet that you can go get.
Throughout the galaxy,
like
there are so many
awesome.
things to see and stories to experience. But the most important story is the one that you tell. I'm the type of person who spends hours in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system.
We scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
We use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game. So any character you see almost always is a character you could make yourself.
That's awesome. Tech lines in your face.
Hey,
motherboard.
Come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out
Oh, he's
cold.
here!
No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out.
Well, maybe not.
You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors?
It has his face.
Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
It has his face. Is that him? The guy, the Star Wars Unforced Unleashed guy?
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records.
Wow.
You'll pick from a lineup of
The eyes
40
look a little dead,
presets,
but
and that'll be your
it's
starting
good.
point.
Oh, you can be a thick boy.
Your journey from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be.
built as shit,
This new
too.
system has more to offer than ever before.
Okay. Round hair.
It's also the simplest character generation system we ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings. It's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in.
This is cool. I was like, yeah, this game.
Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory and start you out with 3 basic skills.
From chef to Dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages.
This is the best part about New Vegas.
Your biggest fan.
By the terror, by the terror, by
Wild
the
Wasteland or something
terror.
like that?
Is it really, really you?
No.
Join your crew, and it'll give you
He's
gifts
back.
if you're willing to put up with this constant commentary.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air.
What?
I've got to have every molecule.
My favorite treat is kid stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet, and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my God!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
Huh, that's cute. Take all that.
There's another great one that gives you a damage buff when your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you. No matter what you choose,
like all these.
there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait,
Cyberrunner?
there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go.
Punch that man
to
so much in the
another
face.
adventure.
There it is. Yes.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
Kill that man. 2 arrows in the sky, you wait and talk to him, and then bang. Iconic meme. Some of the faces look weird. The lighting makes it look like stands out too much.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin.
That's cool.
We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill
You
system.
watch someone play this game before you buy it.
Each time you level up, you
It's
get a
also
skill
like a,
point,
well, I guess, yeah. Depends.
which
If
can
you
be
have a
used to
PC, it's a
unlock
no-brainer. But if you
or
have
rank
a
up
console
skills.
game, it's a little different. Ooh, skills.
Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges
Locked, yeah.
associated with that skill.
Oh. That's
Challenges
cool.
become increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks.
I like it.
With our 5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
I like the xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
That's sweet.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
Okay. Skill trees seem actually like it gives you different features.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat.
That's awesome. Okay, so you can do unarmed. You fast too.
That one's a lot of fun.
That's rad.
Invest in the skills that you
Maybe the first game I do a melee build.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie.
Slitting your throat, what?
And then jumping out and springing on people.
What's wrong with you?
Whenever possible, I like to talk my way through situations.
Is there off
who doesn't like speech? You play a Bethesda game, you'll play pick speech, you don't.
I'm more of a run and gun player.
It was like the
I
most
like doing
useful
that
thing
death
ever.
from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I
That
throw
didn't tell me.
landmines at them.
Well, that's cool. You got little tiny gadgets too. Shotgun, that's weird.
I like blowing stuff up.
I hope they actually facilitated like the grenade builds, so like they're cheaper to buy or make. You know, like you can get crazy grenades that like heat seek on enemies. Hopefully stuff like that exists. Especially when you're like, you can be a, what is it? I've seen a cyber runner or tech runner or whatever it was called. So it'd makes sense if you could pursue that, gadgets and such.
Exploration is a key aspect of all our games. In
I think I
Starfield,
can
there
be
are
a
full
summoner
star
with that.
systems with new life, resources, and adventures.
If you can, let me hear about it. Send me that clip, gameplay, skill tree.
Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun.
The skill tree makes me mad excited.
Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun.
Pretty.
When you leave a planet and head into space, you'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and exploring derelict ships.
Buckshot and forestry build, probably. I think so. It seems like that. Like the fact you can float that high and throw mines and the
It's
grenades.
all out there.
I think in the previous trailer, we also, like last 2 years ago,
Ultimately,
we seen like a weird grenade.
it's about rewarding your curiosity. Because whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Looks like a really good game, man. I love the showcase. They kind of showcase the possibilities and the mechanics and the possibility that the mechanics provide, which is cool. I'm more excited with having seen this and then the previous trailer, which was just you running and gunning through like a little star, little like Mars
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown away by the amount of stuff you can do.
Wow.
You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship.
Shit.
And hire a crew to keep it up and running.
You gotta pay them?
And it all starts in spaceports.
I wonder how that works.
Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions, or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade everything you see here, and you have 2 ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields.
Ooh, money.
Or you can deep dive and enter the shipbuilder mode. Here you can change anything from the systems to the look and layout.
Smuggling.
Adding a new habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall silhouette.
Or like
an improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps. You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want.
It's not hid behind it. It's not hidden.
The parts you
behind
choose to build with don't just affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship. You can have modules for crafting or for storing and displaying your weapons.
Sweet. Ooh,
Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
I wonder how much of this has a use, besides the gun rack and whatnot. But yeah, that just with this validates
Our modified
the economy,
Frontier
which
is
has
a
never really been
practical
validated
ship,
within
but
these
with a
games.
little creativity, your ship can look like almost anything you want.
There's no reason to buy.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals.
You had me a bounty hunter, says
The HMS Platypus, as I called it, where it had a giant tail to it.
What the
we've
fuck
done
is that?
spiders, we've done mechs.
That's cute.
So it's really whatever your imagination is.
Fuck functionality.
And while you can build your home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
Oh, here we go. This is why I want to see companions.
Ready to lift off when you are,
How did they do
Captain.
this? Okay, so you have
Engines
your
ready.
story crew.
The Frontier is fueled and ready, Captain.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts, as well as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
So, are there
You'll
like
also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Okay,
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship?
That's
I
right.
gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run.
So are there like big companions and like
just like
side
companions,
you can
most
get
crew members
that
can
aren't
lend a
quite
hand
as-
in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
He's designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
I still want to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like and give him a little personality.
It is a shame exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams.
Dude, I hope so badly that there's like a companion that's like
And
some
now,
distant
let's
moon.
take to the sky.
And she looks like fucking Jinx. Not Jinx, what's her name? Max? Max from Mass Effect, the girl with the fucking tattoos and the powers. I want that. Some like a faraway rock that you'll never get to normally, but some YouTuber's like, go here and fucking get this companion because she's cracked. And she's just a fucking animal. Just destroys everything. I would love that shit, dude. I hope that
We're
exists.
putting you in the cockpit of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us
We have
as
Gundam at
developers.
home.
Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous. And
afraid of the
you
weird
should feel like you're in
Optimus
complete
Prime.
control every step of the way.
Red's gonna love this space travel aspect, I bet.
We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons.
Okay.
It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system.
What happens if you have a thick boy
Boosting
ship,
power to
huh?
your engines will make your ship faster.
Oh.
Powering up the
sweet.
ground drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump.
I bet there's certain factions that will give you more energy and more investments, and they probably cost a lot, so that will validate the economy. So you have to make
And moving
money.
your power to your weapons and shields means you're ready for a fight.
That's rad.
You should always be on your toes because you're not alone out there.
Like you're shooting. You better smash him? Damn.
Unlocking the targeting control system skill will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target.
This is gonna be tough. I'm not sure what you're gonna specialize on. It's like, oh, I want to be charismatic, but then you're like, fuck, man. But didn't they say that like the more challenges you do, the better you get at that skill? So is it not like skill points? It's just about completing challenges?
After destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit.
I wish
you can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap. But you can also take a more personal approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
Oh, I'm doing that. Ready to get docked. Okay. I wonder if you can take their stuff if you do that. You just yoink their base or the whole ship?
Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours. Add it to your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport.
There's going to be speed runs. People just try to yoink the strongest ship.
But space is way more than fighting for your life. Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards. Walk the halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
A civilian in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper ship. One word in the
Damn.
Maybe you'll dock with a gigantic battleship, like the UC Vigilance.
Might die, lovely advisor.
Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars. There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this.
Oh, you be a pirate as well?
When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm going to board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
People aren't right.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness of space.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own. The thing I love most about Starfield is that it is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests. It feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe.
As I am now.
There are over 1,000 planets out there just waiting for you to visit.
The locations. Honestly, also just
feel like explorers.
Like, you're actually able to do
breaking
the things.
Ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy.
Space pirate. Do all that shit.
We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder. And sometimes a little fear.
Yeah. Like, again, selling excitement is showing the possibilities that you can
do. A ton of toys and just setting you free.
Close.
Hey everybody, we've shown you so much stuff, but we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something a little bit different.
Let us recover.
We put so much detail into our game worlds, and we love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information. And we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Istvan.
Yeah, we really took as much care and designed this case as we did to watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this. Inspired by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap, and the overall functionality and believability of this as something that would exist in the world, in the Starfield
But then also having the validation of being like, holy shit, you could do all the things that you thought you could do, and maybe like, I think you can do them in
we actually have something else.
No Man's Sky,
now
but
that
it
we're
doesn't
part
quite
of
feel the same
Xbox,
as, like,
we get to work with the
what I
amazing
think
people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created
faction that's all
this
about, like,
custom
piracy
limited
could
edition
be,
Starfield
but, like,
controller. It's awesome. It is now, you know, our favorite controller.
Bethesda's good at doing
We
that,
love
like
this
the
because it's
factions
inspired
that
by
do,
the
like,
actual
one thing.
controls of your spaceship. And not only that,
cool controller.
We've created the first ever custom headset
They
with Xbox.
selling merch, bro.
And this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
I like those headsets. That looks great. I think that's already Sony's headset, though. Just like this. Get paid. If you're making this game, I don't care. If it's a good game, then do whatever you want. Just don't charge me $50 for a fucking skin on my car, on my spaceship, please. 160 times the detail. I'm sure there's going to be followed references. Yeah, I wonder if they'll go the whole 9 yards and they'll we'll go to a planet that's super far away. It's like at the very end of the game, and it's like there's hints that it's the Fallout world, but like completely eviscerated, like a million years in the future. What it looks like precursors of like Big Ton or Big Town or whatever it's called. That'd be neat.
In every one of our games, we always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets
looks good
and the quiet ones.
That gun.
Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore.
Procedural and
our system builds a planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter, ore and plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
Aggressive creatures have been disrupting our experiments. Their habitat isn't far from here.
Like a special
if you could take care of them for us, we would be
get
in your debt.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
Or weapon or something like that we read. Oh, here we go. Dude, oh man, this just alone is already enough. Just the showcase. Like even if they did this with like other games. Maybe they couldn't because it's not as much content as other games because of Bethesda. But yeah, like this is way better. Makes me way more excited than a CGI trailer that's just like, look at this image, look at this cutscene. And so it's like, here are all the gameplay things that you're going to be able to engage with. Here's a ship that you're going to be able to build. Here's a skill tree that you're going to be able to build out. And here's the things that you can do. You can become a pirate. You can become. You can probably buy up some. Settlement and make money that way.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet. Whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way, or simply take in the views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
With AI, we might be there, actually. I actually wouldn't put that past the future.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
Okay. I'm probably going to do that one.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters. We wanted native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere. Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
We wanted to devour all of your CPU and GPU, thank you very much, actually. I'll take a photo when I get a chance. Yeah, of what? One of the last things I bought after my PC assembled was a set wrist. Or is that? desk mouse pad. Ooh, yeah, big ass desk mouse pad. Yeah, I got big ass one too. It's great. Also, not as expensive as I thought. They're like, I think it's like $15 or $20. Not that bad. It's a big ass mouse pad. It's like this big, size of a gold person. Yeah. Dude,
after some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp.
This is awesome. They're going into individual
can
mechanics.
Be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses, and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
Have the best view.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam, where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger habs. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
The mods. The mods. Eleanor's gonna make a fucking field day with all the detailed mess in the interior. Yeah, I want to know how much you can manufacture. Like, can you actually create like a fucking a churn rate of money and resources? Because that's what I'm like.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already
weaponry.
have.
What equipment would be? Like grenades?
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes. Larger magazines. A selection of grips and barrels. Different ammunition like explosive rounds.
Okay, yeah, so that's all also validated.
All you stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor.
Yeah, so that's another reason to mine.
You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
Yeah, let's say I like the look of the weapons. They're really different. Maybe like an exciting version of space weapons.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid.
Yeah, this would be the best combat I've ever seen from like gunplay.
It just feels great.
Yeah.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before.
Sweet.
A lot of
Fallout already had a decent amount of mods. That is great. Well, modders helped make like infinite
Upgraded
mods.
gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment.
All this is building blocks that modders could use.
Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around.
It's funny because I don't know
and for giving you an edge in combat.
One of the best mods from Fallout 4 was like a jetpack mod that worked too well.
Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying.
If they're either built off of this or what, or if this was always a part of the plan. It does fit the space.
Zero gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero G will actually push you backwards. Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
But
we also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
You're using that weapon? And only that weapon. That was awesome. That looks straight out of Wolfenstein.
Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists, or you like more compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns.
Can I wrap my fist with like barbed wire or some
maybe
shit?
you prefer something bigger.
Ooh! God! Ooh! Fuck that! Oh, I hate fucking space.
Starfield's got you covered.
That was the worst thing I ever seen. That fucking nonsense thing. I love the weapons. Yeah, the grenades look like quick and fast to fly out. The tech build that needs to be happening. Bounty hunter vibe. Very Boba Fett, whatever the fucking name is. Vibe. I haven't seen a lot of like brass knuckle melee weapons, only like knives, so hopefully they exist too. Because whenever you play unarmed, it's like, yeah, but like I still want to look at a cool weapon. I just want to be looking at my gross hands the whole time. I'm really happy with the time to kill. I hate long time to kill in games, so we'll see endings drop in a couple seconds. And there's levels, so you know, you're gonna play by ear. Also, we did see like a Wolfenstein-like dog mech, so I feel like that could also probably be a companion. And if not, you make it pay. Monitors this, monitors that. This has been the best showcase I've ever seen in terms of this gameplay, not showcase, sorry, gameplay walkthrough. Like, just do this, Sony. Do this.
Thanks again for
Xbox.
being with us today. We are just so grateful that you've taken the time and spent it here. I know there was probably a lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here.
Really?
You know, as we play it, we're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
Hopefully it runs
I
well.
love the creatures, the exploration, every biome is
Creatures look pretty
different.
different.
The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
Hopefully it's released this decade.
I just love that constant feel of discovery and wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
Yeah, I'm
My
hyped for
favorite
that one
part
too.
is every
I'm hyped
time
for
you
the
step out on
economy.
a planet, it's
I
a
know it
unique
sounds stupid.
experience.
But like with the depth
you
of
spend
the
all this time building your ship,
base
and you
building,
see it on
space
the
building,
landing pad. These things
upgrading
are
weapons.
gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
I'll make some money.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships, audio design, planets, the day-night cycle.
Those details matter to me.
Diplomacy, exploration, freedom, the ending.
Beskap, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher.
Brain sprout. I love, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know it's right, Ben. The thing that I enjoy most about the game is the freedom to be who you want to be, do what you want to do. It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
Oh man, they are so fucking good.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
That's selling excitement and hype. Like this is, I mean, yeah, but damn. Like again, they know that like, hey, people, ultimately people just want to see what they can experience, the mechanics that they're gonna be able to use and why those can be fun. Like if again in the previous thing we seen was like, yeah, there's like talents and skill trees and whatnot, but that's it. We didn't learn about like the fact that we could basically become a space pirate, we could become a bounty hunter, we could become. We could go and settle this, work with this faction. We could go and have a meal on some random space person's thing. I guarantee there's going to be a quest there where you go and have like a meal from some sort of sweet southern lady who's like, yeah, I'm cooking up some food. Come and hang out with me on my ship. And then she's like eating. There's like undertones of cannibalism, and you're like, oh god. Bethesda has pulled that card too many times though. But anyways, guys, also so sorry I couldn't react so much to the chat. I was kind of taken in because I'm excited. Yeah, man. Ooh. More Fable. I don't think we did get a release date for Fable. I'm surprised they led with Fable, like right at the hop. I was not prepared for that. But I love this format, man. They show a big game at the top, give an update on if it's coming. Then they come deal like some indie darling, big game, indie darling, big game, indie darling, big game. This thing is just the final extravaganza. Turn that down even more. There we go. Yeah, so it's just like the extravaganza, then a big release and that kind of stuff, and then ending it with what is essentially like a 20 to 30 minute full deep dive trailer into all of the mechanics that you're going to be able to experience in the game and also why they matter. Again, one of the issues I've always hated with Bethesda games is they're missing like a core aspect of a fundamental system, that system being there's nothing to spend money on. Like in Fallout, you sell all this shit, you go through the work and effort of grabbing all these enemies' weapons, ultimately for it meaning nothing. You eventually get the weapons you need, eventually get the ammunition you need, eventually get all the things that you need, and the money just becomes pointless. With the one exception kind of being, but not really, the settlement system that they tried to implement that's still not quite there. But then in this game, it seems like, no, you're going to be able to spend money on your ship. You're going to be able to spend money apparently on your parents, some sort of weird thing there. Your equipment, you're going to need resources and minerals. You could go and just like yoink ships and I guess probably like capture them and then drop them off at a city probably and sell that ship and then go get another one. Maybe that may be too far out there. Probably make too much money that way, selling a whole ass ship. But we'll see. But I am way more excited for this than I ever was for the past showcases that Xbox has given. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's have this go in a minute. Let me just give me a minute. Okay. I gotta use the washroom, but then we're gonna come back and talk. But let me quickly catch up on chat. I'm so sorry, guys. I was so negligent here. I was just taking it in. Like I was just taking in that thing, because that was like, that is excitement and hype and possibility at its finest. I wasn't actually like the biggest fan of Starfield, not because I didn't think it was gonna be awesome, not because I was ever questioning I was gonna get it. Of course I'm gonna get it, but it's just that I've never been a very big fan of space. And it's the same thing that I kind of talked about with the whole Apple showcase for augmented reality. Whatever you feel about Apple, it's a very good idea to sell what something can be. Like the idea of like, well, why do I even care about this? Well, that's a good reason to care. For Starfield, they're like, here's the builds, here's the possibility, here's the fact that you can branch out in all these different ways of playing. Here's all the things that you can play and do, and here's the reasons why you would do them. Money being one of them, upgrades being one of them, building a settlement, doing a faction story quest, getting more money, getting new weapons, getting your companion quest done. All these things, there's reasons why you want to do this. So even if you're not exactly in love with the space setting, which that actually sold me on it, was seeing some of those tentpole moments, it reminded me of the feeling I had when you played Mass Effect for the first time. And you've seen like the Citadel and stuff like that, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is to me better than the empty void that I feel like so much of what space games are. So much of space games is you just walking around on a planet that is all one palette of a color and rocks, and you sometimes see a glyph and you tap it and it says you learned a language or something. So it does. That's not what I want in a space game. I want the Mass Effect feeling of like, no, these are little tiny pockets of like human civilization that are built out and that are intricate. And there's these people, these aliens have human connection and morality in some ways or something that you can connect to. Those things to me are like meaningful and wonderful. So the fact that they were able to show that was perfect. Like, well done. Well done to Bethesda. Again, they are just an absolute masterclass in that. And being able to sell excitement, and they know exactly what people kind of want to see at this point. Damn fine job. Catch up on chat. Well, Anthony is gonna be happy. Why wouldn't he? What was that part over there? A sci-fi pump shoddy. Sign me up, says yeah, meaning I fucking love when they showed like that like it just looked like it shot like 16 barrels at once, and there was like a shotgun version of it, there was an automatic version of it, there was a grenade launcher version of it. Hell yes. Hope they incorporate a robot stuff from Fallout 4. Oh, I definitely think they will. If they don't, modders will 100% will, you know? They finally figured out how to promote the game. Yeah, man, that shit is, yeah. But you always know that Bethesda knows, you know? I just feel like they sometimes forget. It's, yeah. I think there's always that one guy who's just like, here's why we do everything, and then there's like this new hire that's like, but here's what we could do, and here's how we can make it just so much better if we do it this way. And then they do it, and it shits the bed, and everyone's just kind of like, I don't know why it failed. And then the guy is sitting there like, you sons of bitches. Mine had reason of why you show X, Y, or Z, not just cuz. But sometimes it feels like some asshole gets through and is like, but let's be different. And you're like, fuck off. Don't break a good thing. I love the national rotation of the planet on its axis. I think that was the character wearing an alien corpse. Shit. Lone says it looks beautiful. Yeah, it looks great. Why is that? Oh, it is playing the audio, but it's just not very loud. Go. September is packed. What do you call it, Fluff? Can you throw what all the games that are coming out on September? Because September to October, I can't think of them right off the top of my head, but I'm sure if you put it into like a list, I'd be like, seems like Fable is going to be embraced more Fables. Oh, you mean like actual fables from history? That's awesome. I like that. Did they get a release date for Fable? I don't know. We'll see here in a minute. I just gotta use Washroom, but I wanted to catch up. Rather than mostly this stuff was their original IP. I don't think so. Probably last year. Probably next year. Starfield, Avowed, and Fable are my top 3. Yeah, man. Those were probably mine as well. But this was a solid showcase. Yeah, man. Again, Avowed, people have been hungry for such a long time. Starfield, of course. I'm on that fucking dopamine rush of Starfield right there with what I just experienced. So I gotta chill out because I would be starting to saying a lot more positive shit, which I need to ground myself because it was just such a good like bang, bang, and more. And you're like, it was hilarious that they came back both Todd Howard came back and was like, hey, we're gonna give you a refractory period, okay? We're gonna sell you some shit, and you're like, oh, thank God. And then more. And you're like, Jesus Christ. Games Fest was solid, more so for myself. Yeah, it's true. Game Fest for me was neat. I thought, again, I knew there was games there for somebody. But we came out eating on the Xbox Showcase. But this was definitely one of the best showcases for Xbox. Yeah. The game I still want to see that looks like Winders? What's that? Winners, sorry. What's Winners? Fluff says avoiding seems to be Final Outer Worlds. Oh, sorry. Avowed seems like it'll be fantasy Outer Worlds. I hope so. It seems like it has some cheekiness to it. I hope it's an open world game. I hope it's not a single level game. Although I trust Obsidian. It's just I loved what they did with New Vegas, because Obsidian was one of the few people at the time that realized that in an open world game you can have so much fun with so little work potentially. So like I think they just hired like a couple people or a couple interns or something just to be like, okay, take some existing weapons and just reskin them and then throw them in like a dirty cave. Throw them at the very top of this weird sniper nest. Go over there and do this other thing. Like they just pebbled a bunch of stuff over there to where there was just so much interest and fun about like watching the community, and the community's like, there's a fucking sniper over here. Go kill this guy. He drops a unique weapon. It's amazing. It looks super cool. All it is a retextured version of the one thing that we already have, but it's got a little bit more damage and it's special because it's got a critical bonus, something stupid. But yeah, they're good about like knowing how to add an incentive to an open world game, which only recently have people started to get better at. Raid says, damn, I just woke up and I experienced an expected stream to be over by now. Damn, yeah, no, we still going, man. Xbox had a long showcase. Again, I hope they do more of this. I hope half of the stream is like trailers for potential interesting updates on games that they've been working on. But then I hope the next hour is like a consolidation of some of those trailers and the developed showcase of those games. And also, I don't want them to do the live gameplay reaction or breakdown. I want them to like, here is the best representation of what you'll be able to experience in our game. Yeah. Spark says, I'm hoping to start catching more of your streams going forward. I've been super busy with my new baby. It's all good, Sparks. We miss you like crazy, buddy, but I understand life happens. I always appreciate people popping in and checking on me. I just woke up exact stream. Technically, it just ended, Raid. We're not post-show chatter. Yeah. But we're gonna let it play for a little bit and bounce around. What's good, Anonymous? Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back. I use the washroom. I'll let this play with when it's, and we'll come back. This is the Fable trailer. right. Man. I'm not kidding when I say I have a dopamine rush. Like, just I feel happy in my brain after all that Starfield stuff. I was kind of a hater-ass bitch for Starfield too, because I'm just not into space normally. But damn. That made me interested in space, because it reminded me of, like, again, over the last couple of years, a lot of the space games, it's been like the empty void of space, or the emptiness of like a planet that's the same color palette, etc. It wasn't like what I kind of fell in love with space, which is the Mass Effect Andromeda, Mass Effect series kind of idea of space. So yeah, I remember. Alone says the holiday. Let me catch up with you. Well, Dan is super. I was up super late, so I expected to miss the stream today. When I got it, it was all good, Ray. I appreciate you popping in. We always love to have you. Lone says the holiday season this year is packed with games. Yeah, man. What games are coming around the holiday season? Oh no, Fluff did it. Okay, good. Before that, Raid says, I remember about the stream when I was going to bed, like, oh shit, GRINN gonna be a stream later today. It was okay. We'll still be streaming for a while. We got a lot to talk about. Fluff says, Starfield, Mortal Kombat, Life of P, Payday 3, Animal Crossing, Party Animals, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, RoboCop, Rogue City, that one I'm not sure about, are the ones that I find that catch my eye. Are those coming out at the same thing, or is that just the future of games that are exciting? Mortal Kombat would be interesting, I think. Starfield I'm mad excited for. Payday I'm not sure about. I'm excited for Phantom Liberty. RoboCop I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one either. I need to see more gameplay, but I think. But there's a ton of other games and DLCs coming in September alone. Yeah. Wait, there's a RoboCop? I was about to say, I thought I'd seen some about that, but I don't know. Fluff says, whilst October has AC Mirage, which by the way is not going to be a full price game. It's going to be a $40 game, which I was surprised by. Lord of the Fallen, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Skyliner 2, and Alone in the Dark. Yeah, I've seen the Alone in the Dark game. I'm not really excited for the Alone in the Dark one, but yeah, for me the AC Valhalla one is popping off. Lord of the Fallen I think would be cool too, and then Alan Wake, and then of course people who have a PS4 can play an amazing Skyrim game or Spider-Man game. It seems like. But yeah, okay, so not too backed up for me. I'm happy. I'm lucky to be a man of few interests. That's not true. I just don't give things a chance because I like what I like and I don't want to move on yet. From the same devs of Terminator Resistance, huh? Ooh, can't wait to see that. Yeah. Love says, which was one of the best Terminator games. Yeah, I don't know, man. I remember everyone got pissed off about the Terminator game. I fucking loved it. That Terminator game was awesome. Biomutants is coming to the Switch on November, huh? What I said along with Starfield are all September. Oh, okay, all these are September. Yeah, Life of P being, I mean, honestly, there's at the game with a lot of the, like, differentiating stuff. Like, Starfield is pretty different from Life of P. It's a kind of a Dark Souls meets a Bethesda game. Phantom Liberty, I guess. What the fuck is wrong with CD Projekt Red? That's dumb. That's real dumb of CD Projekt Red to put fucking Phantom Liberty in the same month as Starfield. I know it's probably going to be before Starfield, but damn, that is dumb as shit. I think people will still probably buy it because people like the game a lot, but yeah. Apparently AC Mirage was meant to be a DLC, but Ubisoft bloated it to being a semi-full game. That's cool. I'm a little bit worried about that. I did hear people say that the new AC game, the new big AC game, is going to be the Japanese history kind of game, but apparently they're going to do something different. So, like, you know how there was a jump between a Black Flag to the Egyptian one? There's like a huge shift in gameplay and tone and all these things. Not tone, but like the different game. Apparently they're going to make another shift moving forward with this new Assassin's Creed game. I think it's been in development for a while though. But also that's probably the most hyped right after Vikings was their perception of a Japanese kind of samurai ninja history, I guess. How does the Assassin's Creed pop into this world? Baldur's Gate 3 releases out early access very end of the year. Yeah, I heard people pop off about that game, and now it's because it's early access. It's like early access is great, but it also, well, sometimes great, but it also kind of bleeds the excitement out of a game because it's constantly like slowly moving, slowly improving, you know. Also, that was Lone who said the AC thing. Good. Spark says, I'm hoping for Final Fantasy 16 will come out PC quickly. I don't want to wait a year for the port. Yeah, hopefully, man. Oh, is Final Fantasy 16 the new is the new Final Fantasy game with like the dragon and Ifrit and all that stuff? Is that coming to PC this year? I hope it is. Because I was planning on playing that, but if it's not coming out on PC, or are you talking about like the Final Fantasy? There's like 16 Final Fantasies happening. Are you talking about the remake? Damn. Lone says, that's what I've said. That's what I've heard at least. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. In fact, it's a $4 game. I think supports the idea that it was enough to be a full price game, or a marketed game more than a DLC. So they just kind of let it sit for a little bit more. Yeah. It also, I think, fits with Ubisoft's strategy. I think they knew that the Japanese era game was going to take more time for development, so they're like, okay, let's hold people over with not just another DLC, but they need something. Kind of like how Rogue was for the Assassin's Creed series, kind of like a holdover game. Still good, but yeah. Fluff says, to be fair, I think Ace, yeah, it's true. I'm the asshole for this. Fluff says, to be fair, I think CD Projekt Red had slated Phantom Liberty to be where it was for a while, and then Starfield got delayed. so I bet CD Projekt Red is like, no, we can't look like a bitch, so we're not gonna move it. Yeah, and they don't even want to play games like putting something out early, because then I think people would just be like, it's gonna be broken. I'm definitely looking forward to Mirage. Also, they're different games, to be fair, the more or less. But yeah, man, that's the one thing that like CD Projekt Red I think did is like make a creation kit for CD what do you call it, Cyberpunk, whereas that's something that like Bethesda has on every fucking body. Is like, you can't justify really not, if you have a PC, not buying a Bethesda game after like a year of it being released, because the price drops a little bit, and then modders have probably fixed a shit ton of the problems that exist. So yeah, but it's also a shitty thing because like Bethesda sometimes monopolizes that fact too much. But yeah, but they're also like, I don't know. We also expect, I think, them to do everything, which is a lot. I think they, at this point, like especially seeing Starfield, I think they know that they're better off building out mechanics, especially considering they're still doing stuff with like mods and like selling them to console users, which is a little funky. I don't think they've disbanded that. So I think they kind of build mechanics so that modders can like kind of probe stuff out there, make the things that are cool, and then they just license the best mods and they make money on that. I don't know if they've completely abandoned that, but yeah. While enjoying the newest trilogy, I honestly felt the series had been moving away from the true formula of the AC3. Yeah, man, it kind of became an RPG. I always felt like, why not just make a new game instead of calling it Assassin's Creed, you know? I kind of would have loved a different dimension type of story, you know, at this point. Like I would want, not necessarily a reboot that like kind of just destroys all the other stuff, but a thing that says like, we're gonna restart a brand new story with a brand new we're still gonna have the tentpole moments of what connects the overall universe of this like Apple of Eden, but we're gonna have this dimensional difference, kind of like Marvel Universe, where it's different enough, I guess. But I don't think I'll ever do that. Yeah, I think Ubisoft is under the impression that like the name sells, which it does. But yeah, I still stand by the fact that there is nothing stealthy about Vikings. Yeah. It's when I seen a Skull and Grave video about Assassin's Creed the other day, and he had this like nifty little hidden blade thing that looked rad. It looked super cool how it was used. But PC, Fluff says Final Fantasy 16 should be coming out this year. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth early 2024. Alright, so Final Fantasy 16 is set to come to the PS5 this year. Oh, really? So the new Final Fantasy game we're not going to be able to play on PC this year? But PC will likely be like, fuck off. Them sons of bitches, and we're not going to play the Final Fantasy game. Most of Valhalla wasn't stuff. Yeah. They're like, you can do it, but stop. But stop. What's good, Red? Red, you missed one of the best showcases, my man. Especially Starfield's, man. I went from, I'm not sure if I'm the space audience, to, I'm the motherfucking space audience, dude. Weirdest laugh I've ever given, but yeah, what a absolute spin for your boy. Origins was just that, the Odyssey and Valhalla expansion, the point in history that they wanted to make a game about, but only loosely involved the Assassins and Templars. Yeah, man. I feel like I loved, the more I think about Assassin's Creed 3, the more I think that game was fire as hell. You know what I mean? The more I think about how what they did with the Assassins, the way like Connor basically was like a fucking badass Native American boy who was unfortunately not very emotional, which he just kind of was a husk. But the fact that he was like trained by this fucking hardened old man in the hills and shit, rad as hell. Also, unarguably the most deadly assassin that has ever existed in the whole series is fucking Connor. They made a brute silent, which doesn't make any sense. Fluff says, sup, Red, we're in post, the post hangout. Immortal Phoenix Rising was essentially their spin. Yeah. I don't think it was solid. It was sold well enough. I don't think it was also. I also don't think it was an interesting enough idea. You know what I mean? Like I think the cartoony thing, it doesn't necessarily work, not within that weird format. It's hard to describe. I just feel like it wasn't like a good enough idea yet. Where I think Mirage or whatever could have very much been like a heavily RPG-ified thing, you know? Red says, I was watching Renika's stream of the show. Okay, gotcha. I arrived in the middle of the Starfield showcase, so I just woke up recently. I would have watched GRINN, but did not see the stream. Yeah, no one's seen this. The stream went live. Weird. Maybe just YouTube was like, you don't stream it this time, you son of a bitch. I'm like, oh. Fluff says, we'll have Starfield at least. Yeah, we'll have Starfield more than the fucking PS5 people. Sorry, Lone. But fucking damn it. We have to win in some way. Damn. Still not convinced on Star. Really? I will not be getting it for a while. Wow, I was sold, man. I was absolutely sold. Especially when you're talking about being a space pirate, and when you're talking about these companions, and when you're talking about being able to set up a base that can mine asteroids and shit. When they showed us the talents and the skill tree, your backstory, the way you can engage with enemies and shit. The weapons look fire as hell. The unarmed gameplay you can also do. There's cute robots. There's, what was that other shit? I forgot. There was one other thing. There's different factions and shit. They're probably gonna let you be like an absolute space pirate. Man, I wonder if it's gonna be a similar feeling when you get to the end of Skyrim, where like you're the head of the Thieves Guild. You've stolen from everybody. You are a murderous assassin that has like the most deep, horrible connections with the most just horrible people in the world. You also are a king or whatever. You also have political ties to everyone. You are like the most important person in the entire world. And I wonder if in this game it's going to be you're the most important person, or you have the most connections with all of these people. I wonder if it's like I wonder if it's more Skyrim versus New Vegas. New Vegas and Fallout is like if you join a faction, you become alienated from all the other factions. I wonder if it's going to be more Skyrim based, where it's like, no, you just can kind of be friends with everyone and have become like the most terrifying, powerful person in the world because you're buds with everybody. You're the best friend of everybody. You're part of this faction. You're part of this faction. You're part of that faction. You're both like the just and kind, beautiful faction that's all about saving people, and you're also BFFs with the leader of the Pirates Guild, baby. And you're just vibing. You're just trying to live your best life. I'm mad excited. Also, I'm mad excited for this game too. I do feel like it had some of the like the thing that the Outer Worlds even had, which Obsidian's not the best at like animating the gameplay. Like the one-to-one gameplay oftentimes feels a little scarce. Hence why Outer Worlds it was like very gun based. But some of the melee here looks a little like on rails to the point in which it doesn't look like it has like validity. It kind of looks very cut and dry, but also then it gives you like an amazing effects and stuff like that. But that's also never been what makes Obsidian special, is the gameplay necessarily. unless you're talking about Outer Worlds, which Outer Worlds did such a good job with companions, which is also why I'm excited for this game, because I think they're gonna have the same companion system. And oh yeah, dude, if they had a remaster, I don't think we're there yet to have a remaster of the remake of the Ezio series, but man, I would totally take a remake of Assassin's Creed 2. I'm not sure if I want Assassin's Creed 1, unless they add a lot of shit to Assassin's Creed 1. I like Assassin's Creed 1 a lot. It was not a very... It felt like a bare-bone game. Like, I went back and played it when I was pretty young, when I was well into the Ezio story. And it just didn't have a lot of mechanics, so unless they buff up the mechanics, I don't think I want a remake of Assassin's Creed 1, unless they add a shit ton of stuff to it. But I would totally take a remake of Assassin's Creed 2, which I think is the most successful of the Assassin's Creed games, I think. I'm not going to be biased. Lone says, Persona 3 remake? I'm in, yeah. Fluff says, so it makes me happy to see Mirage seems to be a mix of AC1 and Ezio stuff, while a nod to the original Prince of Persia spin-off. Yeah, man. I can't believe the Summer Game Fest, Ubisoft shit themselves with the fucking Prince of Persia game that's like not a Prince of Persia game at all. Man, that makes no sense to me. Maybe it's because Ubisoft owns Assassin's Creed, so they don't want them to compete. But why the fuck would you not just make an Assassin's Creed, a Prince of Persia that's like heavily inspired by all the mechanics that you fostered in Assassin's Creed, except add like wall running and shit. Add wall running, you already are into like the magic-ification of Assassin's Creed, so why not give the ability to go back in time, skip forward in time, and like melee an enemy? Like it's weird. It's so weird that they haven't made it, like, cause that would just print money, I think. It's so weird when they're making all these Prince of Persia games that are like super indie, cel-shaded. Although that was my favorite one of these, the Prince of Persia games. But yeah, just weird shit. I'm like, why don't you just do the most obvious to work thing, which you think would be that Prince of Persia, but just make it like just do it on the Assassin's Creed engine. Avowed looks great, looks good, but definitely looks like a fantasy Outer World. Yeah, man, but I love Outer Worlds. Like, Outer Worlds to me is one of the best games for like things that I didn't think games did really well for a long time. I'm sure that makes any sense, but like, I love that game. I would take an Outer Worlds every year and buy it full price. Like, I really like that game. Green Fishman seems to be a companion. Oh yeah, definitely. That's also awesome though, that you have like a lot of times in fantasy games, like you think of Skyrim and whatnot, you don't really have that many varied companions. Yeah, they don't look that different. They're all like human, like, and yeah, or if not human, sorry, but they're I'm talking about Fallout, so I mean, like, they're all human. They kind of have some backgrounds, but in this game where they fully send it, like you have a mermaid companion, it's wild. What's this game about? So, what do you call it? Yeah, that's Obsidian's, that game alone was Obsidian's new a fantasy game that they released a long time ago. So people are saying, like, this may be their competitor to Skyrim in some way, which looked rad. Where the hell is it? I am lost. There it is. It did say it's coming out, I think, maybe early next year? I'm not sure. Maybe that was the previous thing I just seen. But yeah, this is Obsidian's answer to Skyrim, apparently, which I'm sure is not what it is, but it's what people say, and I think it gives you a good idea of like, yeah, it's a fantasy game made by the people who helped make New Vegas. Obsidian excels with RPGs, but are often rough AA. Yeah. That's why to me it was awesome when, like, I think I'm excited to see if Obsidian and Bethesda work together. I don't want them to merge, but I hope they work together on games in the future, because I think that'd be amazing, because Bethesda's always been good about, like, making big-ass open-world games with clutter and things, and then New Vegas was always just about, like, creativity and rewarding the player. Like, factions were just amazing, etc. Red says POP Sands of Time game. Prince of Persia would be far better than the original Prince of Persia games. Yeah. Fluff says, I wasn't saying Outer Worlds or Avowed look bad by any means. Oh yeah. Just clarifying that it's a sandbox game and it's not, and it's good. Yeah. No, to me, I was just trying to describe, like, some people could look. I've heard people say, like, but it's Outer Worlds, you know, like it's a game that was small, etc. But to me, I've always thought, like, Outer Worlds was such a good game. Like, I think I like it more than other people. That's why I mentioned it's such a good game. But I also think it did the thing that so many games refuse to do for such a long time, like address how you can have fun with companions, how you can actually like feel powerful, which a lot of games, especially with levels, you just feel like a baby, you know? Like builds aren't, like not every build is viable, it feels like. Yeah. Or if it is, it's like a chore to be able to just participate in it. Like, oh yeah, you can use grenades, but it costs so much money to make grenades, so you'll always be poor. So it's like, well, that is not a problem that the warrior has to deal with or anyone else has to deal with. So why the fuck is this specific build being kneecapped, you know? What I mean though is the new Prince of Persia is going to be a side scroller. Yeah. Oh, Fluff says the Sands of Time wasn't the original part of the first Prince of Persia titles. The game looks bad, or doesn't look bad, but I can tell that it's a mixed result. Yeah. I feel like, to me, I haven't seen many people excited for the side scroll unless you're already into that type of game. But I think when people think of your ideal Prince of Persia game, I think you see something along the lines of Assassin's Creed mixed with like this awesome Persian magic and like Aladdin type of vibe, you know? Or maybe that's just me. I think that's what people think of when you think of like a cool thing. Prince of Persia game. Red says, I like the look of the new Prince of Persia game, but the side scroller, so I'll pass. You know, I didn't mind like the badass dude with dreads rocking shit. I didn't mind that. I just, it's a side scroller aspect of it to me that like I don't like those types of games normally, you know? It's not that I hate them, it's just that again, it's not what I want from a Prince of Persia game at all, you know? And we've had just so many games that have given like, I remember I seen like a Prince of Persia game from like a couple years back, and I thought, how is this game? Like everybody knows Prince of Persia. I met one person in the gaming space. If you say Prince of Persia, they're like, what? Everyone knows that. It's more synonymous than God of War, which is crazy. Well, not now because God of War blew up, but yeah, the fact that it keeps having like the most shite attempt at its execution, like it looks like that game that I was talking about looks like a PS2 game. It's like horrible game. It made me a good game. It just looked like the worst. It looked like no one had faith that this was gonna sell. I actually didn't know Ubisoft owned the IP, or maybe they don't. They just worked with someone who did. But if Ubisoft owns the IP, it kind of makes sense why they don't want to make a Prince of Persia inspired Assassin's Creed like game, because they don't want them to cannibalize each other. But come on, Ubisoft, it wouldn't happen like that. You know that. All right. Let me. I want to talk about the game and the title. Okay. They're both under Microsoft now. They're bound to at least. Oh yeah. Obsidian. I know. I was hyped when I heard Obsidian and what's Bethesda were bought together, but people were kind of like. That was the biggest question that people were asking about when both those companies were bought by Microsoft. They were asking, well, shit, does Bethesda not want Avowed to come out because they don't want them to compete with Skyrim or Elder Scrolls or anything like that? And I think Bethesda came out and said like, no, not at all. Like especially when like, you know how fucking long it takes to make a Skyrim? You know how long it takes to make a Starfield? Like they're like, no, absolutely, make what you want. Like there's such a giant gap in these games. I don't think it's going to cannibalize each other, which is cool. The magic already looks more better. Yeah, way more better than Skyrim. Yeah. Skyrim experience, Tainted Grail, Fallen, Dark Fantasy, and Arthur Legend. Tainted Grail is closer to Obsidian or Oblivion, but the Skyrim fatigue. Oh, okay. Ubisoft is starting to listen to their audience when it comes to AC Mirage. Yeah, I hope so, man. I also hope it's not like a half-baked attempt and then it doesn't sell and then Ubisoft is like, see, you don't know what you want. You know, and I'm like, fuck off. Because I don't know if I'm going to connect with the main character of Mirage. You know what I mean? Like, there was something, they haven't yet to do they haven't done the Connor thing or the Ezio thing. Connor is fucking charming as shit as well. Not Connor, Kenway. I meant Kenway. Kenway. Connor was numb. They just didn't give much. He also watched his family burn alive in front of him, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah. Alpha says just look at how they've massacred the Tom Clancy series. Yeah, man. Everyone's been asking Ubisoft for that for years. Hopefully we'll see that tomorrow. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are streaming tomorrow. The Ubisoft event. Could somebody please give me the time of when the Ubisoft event starts so people can know when we're streaming if YouTube shits itself again. Lone says, I never played the Prince of Persia games. Yeah, no, I have my brothers played them, and I played a little bit of them, but I still know about them. I think it's just one of those series that is weirdly synonymous within the understanding of games, I guess. Fluff says, I need to decide if I want those physical goodies of Starfield or just to go digital. Yeah, man, I don't think I can do it. I don't use it. I hate it on my wrist because I do kettlebell stuff and it always hits against my wrist. If it had like an armband thing, I would rock that. Ubisoft is all about cannibalizing their own games. Yeah, man. Well, again, I say this as a Ubisoft fan. I just started to get very even I'm getting fatigued at this point. Yeah, and again, it's not to say that I don't like adore the hell out of Far Cry still. I still love Assassin's Creed and whatnot. I feel like I haven't felt like that magical feeling in a long, long time. Like their games are unarguably not fine enough. Like I don't think when I think of them, I don't think of like that's not worth the money in a lot of ways. It's a big ass map usually. It's gameplay, but I think it's just the fact that it's the same vibe, the same feeling, the same like this background ethereal numb feeling is so persistent, you know, and it just doesn't feel fresh, I guess. And yeah, Fluff says, I may just have my monitor and GPU paid off the 1st of September, so I hope I can have enough to spend. Yeah, I hope so too, man. You have to tell me if you like how that watch ends up being. Which one interests you? The watch, the headphone, or the controller? I feel like to me it's either the watch or the headphones. Headphones look nice. They're like really good over-ear headphones. If that gives any sign of how little they care about honoring their legacy. Oh, the new Tom Clancy is X-Defined. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that too. Lone says, Edward Kenway was a cool protagonist, but he my third favorite AC in the series. Yeah, which one's your first? Which one's your second? It's got to be Ezio as your first. What's your second favorite? I'm curious because I don't know what. Oh, I know. It's Syndicate. It's Syndicate. What's her name? the sister. I know that's the one, just because Lone's a waifu lover at heart. So what it goes? I wonder if it goes Ezio, the girl from Syndicate, and then Kenway, or if Kenway's above. Her name is right on the tip of my tongue. Red says, I will be willing to bet that Ubisoft's Tom Clancy again. They will find a way to Ubisoft it in the worst way possible. Well, they also did make the other games, right? And those games were pretty fire. And those games did a lot of cool things, like the black and white and the red and all that stuff. Like that was when games were getting really creative. And people were out there fighting for their life for uniqueness, and now it seems largely like everything is just that worked, so let's put it in our game. But there's not a lot of new stuff, you know. I'm about to say, yeah, Siege will never die. Siege is one of that is one of those games that I get it, but at the same time I'm blown away consistently about how many people just no life the fuck out of that game. They don't want to make a new Splinter Cell. The fact Konami is making even more Metal Gears Solid remakes of any sort before Ubisoft makes a new Splinter Cell. Yeah, I do think the previous Splinter Cell game had some of the worst marketing ever, though. And I think Ubisoft is using that as we'll see, the newest one we made didn't sell well. It's like, dude, I think if I asked most people how many Splinter Cells they would ask, I think they'd say there's 2. The third, where you can play like a co-op person, I don't think they would recognize at all. I hated Eevee. I see Jacob. Yeah, I guess Jacob to me was too. I don't know. I guess to me I wanted more of he was like a childish brother who just was ignorant constantly, you know, it's just he had no perception of his actions, and Eevee was the responsible one, and I'm like, Jacob, you're kind of just 2 years old, you have brain damage, you're not thinking. Ooh. I probably didn't like Eevee though. Surprised. Eevee had such good abilities though. think Cassandra is my favorite female assassin, followed by Evie. Male assassins, easy. Yeah, Ezio. It's not even a choice. It's not even a choice. Ezio is like I've yet to meet one person who doesn't like. Ezio is arguably one of the best main characters ever in storytelling. Like as a person you want to listen to, and you're just like, fucking my boy. That's my boy right there. Okay. Even as an old man, I think that man is still my boy. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Okay, so I just mentioned just recently. How do I put this? So, I just talked about the whole Prince of Persia game and the fact that, I don't know what it was in relation to actually, but I mentioned that when I first seen this Fable showcase, this trailer, I don't know if it's my perception of what the past games look like that's throwing me off. I associate the past Fable games with being super cartoony and like absurdist reality. So like a person's forearms are bulbous, a person's eyebrows are gargantuan, enemy's structure and size is like just like your bones are made of weird shit, like cartoony proportions, I guess I should say. So when I see a more realistic lens into Fable, it kind of throws me off a little bit, which is why I'm also, again, I'm not sure if I'm in love with the whole like actors are now like in the game kind of trend that's happening. I'd rather you just make a new person, like a new cool ass looking person. Instead, I'm like, is that the guy I've seen before? And it's not immersing me in the game. And that's the whole point of a video game, is for you to believe that this is happening in the world. The only reason why I think Keanu works in Cyberpunk is because they put fucking aviator glasses on him and a rocker shirt, and it's enough to make you not see him. It's different enough to where you're not like, all I see is this guy, you know? Anyway. But like if they gave him circular glasses like Harry Potter or something that like make me, and like some frilly elf ears, then maybe I'd be less seeing the guy who I've seen in like 1,000 TV shows, you know what I mean? But anyways, I don't know. I love Fable. It has a realistic perspective now, like a tone, but I don't know, man. It does. Like the more they sold the fantasy Fable, which Fluff mentioned this, which is really, I think, a good point, which is like, it seems like they're trying to focus more on the Fable aspect of it, like fables from like, Rapunzel and all these things, which awesome. I love that idea. What a good idea also. But it looks more like a fantasy game more than it does this Tim Burton-esque fever dream of a game kind of world. And I still think I'll love it. I still think it even has the slightest shred of Fable things. I still think I'll be in. I can't really extrapolate the gameplay. That looked kind of cool. Right here, where we get to see a little bit of magic. The combat looks rad. Like when you throw a fireball, it's no longer this like this weird like fucking flip your wrist kind of thing. You're actually hucking a ball of fire and has impact. Again, I'm interested in like the refined gameplay, but they definitely went for more of like and it makes sense. It's the developer of the Forza series. It's still fantasy, so it doesn't look quite like realistic, but it still looks detailed, like heavily detailed. And I guess that's just something that was never a thing in the Fable series, and the style of it's throwing me off a lot. But also, we didn't get to see what, to me, and I mentioned this at the very top of the stream when no one was here, everyone was popping in. But I mentioned that there's this essence and this heart of Fable. Like the Fable has this kind of jovial, British posh humor, but it also has this it doesn't take itself seriously in the slightest. So it has this kind of like goofy heart to it. And that was one of the things that way back in the day when Fable was released, that it was going to be being worked on by Playground Games, an interviewer or a news author or whatever, basically reached out to one of the former Fable devs, and they asked what they felt about this. How do you feel about this happening? And they said, I love Fable to death. I'm so happy that they're making more. But they do worry that Fable, the feeling of Fable, the humor, the poshness, the British nonsense, the not taking yourself seriously, focusing on a chicken running his ass off through the streets of a steampunk Britain, and fighting for his life, all being symbolic and also hella goofy, is just something that the essence of Fable that it's hard to have people understand and for it to translate. And I kind of think that they're kind of maybe right. Again, we're still seeing the things that are Fable, like things that are on check boxes are there. We have werewolves that look fucking menacing and are crazy. We have British bullshit. We have British colonialism. We also have fantasy, a lot of fantasy. But I don't think that's the formula that Fable, what made Fable so like iconically Fable is like Britishness and fantasy. It was this weird, goofy playfulness that to me was so good. Now maybe they want to modernize it, which I think is awesome. I want to see like what I want to see what this for what happened with Starfield. Hopefully next year when Fable is ready to launch at early 2026 or 5. We're going to see a run through of like Albion and being able to see if there's quest lines that kind of capture your heart in a goofy way. What kind of things have they built out? What kind of gameplay have you? Can you still create can you still make pies for 20 hours and then buy half the town with that pie money and then wait for it to build up, buy the other half of the town and go and do these quests, become a millionaire, like these weird, goofy, how does it work but it works Fable things, you know? And the fact I love the loop. Like this is clever. The fact that this guy who's talking to us about like legends being dead and fables having kind of ended, and he's a giant. He is a fable. He is a giant, which is cute. Apparently we kill him or something or hurt him. Again, classic werewolves, terrifying. I'm worried that they, instead of going with the goofy, fun, posh humor, they instead went with more of a serious fantasy tone, which why don't call it Fable if that's the case, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Hopefully they keep the goofy fun tone. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of playful, but not in the same way that, you know, I want to hear a British person yap at me. Maybe he is British. I don't know. It just didn't seem that way. Character creator looks like you're going to have like the most realistic face that you've ever been able to make in a Fable game. Which is neat. I think it's an open world game, so maybe this is like an open world section of the map, which is just a giant's house, which I wonder how they're going to scale. I think it's open world. I don't know if they've confirmed that. Yeah, it looks hyper detailed and realistic. It also has set pieces, which I think is fine. I also just think I've never seen that in Fable. These like giant God of War encounters, you know? I really hope it's not like a God of War like linear level type game. Because yeah, Fable was all about choice, like the ability to go somewhere else. I'm excited though. It's Fable. It's Fable as long as it has some of the charm and it has good and evil. Like it's just a game that doesn't exist anymore. The good and evil kind of archetype, as well as the fact that you can like become a mage and get stronger, or have like these effects that signal the fact that you're changing or becoming something else, is really nice. So I'm excited for that. And yeah, let's see. What do you guys think about Fable? Even if I hate the idea of being a hot desert, this doesn't seem like... Fluff says, this doesn't seem like a blend of Fable 1 and 2. Oh, sorry, this definitely seems like a blend of Fable 1 and 2. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by that, Fluff? Because Fable 1 to me was still very goofy. I think it took itself maybe a little bit more seriously. I don't even know if that's true. Yeah. Again, I think the issue here is that they don't let me see what the story is. They just show me a bunch of action movie scenes, like cutscenes, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? Like, I want to know that the humor and the jovialness is there. I'm totally down for like an updated gameplay loop where like you're a mage who has like force when you throw a fireball, it like knocks an enemy off their feet. That's sick. Same thing with melee, but I don't know. Like the one thing I thought of when I think of Fable, I'm not thinking of like the story's amazing, but I'm not thinking of like cutscenes, you know? I'm thinking of like good and evil, choices, evolution of characters, which they haven't shown. But to Fluff's point, I think they're focusing on Fables. I just hope that it doesn't become the whole thing that the game is based around. I hope you can still make choices. Maybe that is the choices. We'll see. This definitely seems like more of a time period between Fable 2 and 3. Maybe. That'd be kind of cool if we got to interact with the character we played in Fable 1, I think. Or no, Fable 2. Because Fable 2 character ended up becoming the king of Fable 3. And then you had a son, and you play the son of the previous character. Red said, my favorite part of Origins was simply the Egyptian itself. Never played the game in the setting. Yeah, I can see that. Egypt is awesome. Love said, but with the original humor and storybook theme that Fable 1 had, maybe. Yeah, I guess we don't. It's unfair to judge this too severely because we don't get to see the what the one-to-one gameplay is. We just get to see kind of the idea that it seems like they're focusing on actual fables. And we get like slight cutscenes of like over-the-shoulder God of War level combat, which sounds kind of cool, you know. Ray Nate says, all right, I think I'm going to go head out. I think someone's not by. Ray Lone says, I wonder if I'll be able to get into this Fable game considering I never played the previous ones. I'm surprised we didn't get to see a Fable collection. I thought that would definitely come in, but no. I mean, again, I also this would just make sense. Like the idea that there's a Fable collection and this is more, maybe a slightly different spin on the original Fable, even if it's just realistic graphics, or modern day graphics, as they say. Then it, at least then that'd be an easier sell for a lot of people, you know? It's going to probably feel different from the original games, considering the original Fable is very different from Fable 2 and 3. Yeah, I get what you mean, but it still feels like it has, again, like to me, I think that maybe it's just me, but I associate like these core fundamental things as being the root of Fable, which is like morality choice, humor, and evolution, and all the games shared that, even if they maybe they went deeper into other things, and yeah, like each game's had a different spice. Yeah, I still think that's the thing I find. I haven't seen that in this game. I haven't seen the evolution. I haven't seen the humor. A little bit. This guy's kind of quirky, and I haven't seen the choices, which is wild to me that they would. I think this is their attempt at being like, this is what this Fable is going to have. You know, the other Fable had like a kingdom. This Fable is going to go into the Fable of Rapunzel, maybe, and all these other things, maybe. Very least giants. I recognize the answer. I recognize the actor. I just forgot his name. Same, exactly. But I also always forget names. But yeah. Red says the past Fable games were really clunky feeling. Yeah, but also I think it was because they gave you so many options. Like the fact that you could, like there's like a ton of spells back in the day. I remember being blown away at how many spells there were, how many like levels there were to each spell, given you how long you charged it, and things like that. Plus says Fable has some dark moments, borderline horror moments. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Plus says mostly regarding the Beliverians in the Undead. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, where they talk about like dead kids and whatnot. Plus says, as they said, modernized, not in an actual setting, but in the tech use. Yeah, I get it. And that could be a huge part of why, to me, it's thrown me off so much. Like, I can imagine that I always see people say things like, whenever they play a remake, they're like, this is how I imagine the game is now. When you go back and play a game that you played when you were a kid, you're like, oh, this looks horrible, you know? Maybe I feel the same way about Fable, but in this, I feel like the opposite almost. I feel like, I'm like, why doesn't it look more cartoony and like more proportionally goofy, you know? Because it does look like it went for more of a realist, like all the characters' proportions look perfectly fine, and that was never the case in Fable. Like I always remember like even the guards looking weird as shit, bulbous, which everything looks more like a grounded fantasy. Like this guy just looks like a normal Joe Schmo person, you know? I haven't seen one dude with like bulbous shoulder pads and whatnot, you know? Frilly hats. Red says the Fable trailer does not look Fable to me at all. Yeah, okay, so that maybe it's not just me though. I still think I'll love it. I'll play it. I'll OD on it. But and that's exactly the kind of what I want to say, but I don't want to say it. It doesn't look quite like Fable to me, but it could just be me. But Red says if the title was not Fable, I would not have thought it was Fable. Yeah, I would have thought it could be a fantasy game. That's a good way to put it too. That's a good way to put it. If it wasn't Fable. Or if I just seen this on the side of the thing and you were telling me what it was, I thought it would be like a new, what is it called? The Plague Tales game? You know, like that game where it's called like the Plague Tale? I feel like it would fit in that realm, you know? But just because we haven't seen like the morality choice, we haven't seen the character evolving, we haven't seen some sort of, you know, tattoos on your face with glowing magic or some shit. we see her throw away a sandwich on giant glasses. Like, you know, it just nothing signals Fable to me. Besides the fact that they mention like legends and heroes and all these things. It reminds me of the Bard's Tale. Yeah, it reminds me of the maybe that's it. It's the one where I think it's called A Plague's Tale is what I'm thinking of. Also, it fits. There's like a main heroine in the game, which is a heavy period of fantasy trope and UK EU humor. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. Lionheart was all about good and evil choices, even since... Oh, yeah, Lionhead, sorry. Yeah, Lionhead was all about evil and good choices ever since Black and White. Dude, I would take a remake of that game for sure, man. Oof, that'd be so cool. Never happened. Will never happen, but it's so cool. What a unique game, man. That was a time when, like, whatever you want to say about Peter Molyneux, but even just the people at that game, they made some out there shit. Like, what a weird type of thing. Fluff says, especially this is more around the time period most storybooks and folk tales took place. Grimm fairy tale. Yeah. I'm excited. That'd be cool. Or like Shrek, maybe. Fluff says, I don't disagree, Grin. And this trailer doesn't show any morality stuff at all. Yeah. Okay, so maybe it's not me. Again, it just feels. It feels. Again, hopefully next year we have a showcase which goes into the deep dive, because I do think this is their next big hitter. I do think after Starfield, they're going to be on weight with Bethesda. Bethesda's going to be sitting on the back burner for a while. I do worry about this. This intro cinematic makes me think I hope it's not going down the God of War trope, because don't call it fucking Fable then. Because Fable was not God of War at all. Even the new God of War, I mean. Fluff says they had the chicken kick and the player being a hero and doesn't take herself seriously. Yeah, I guess it was, but that's always the point though. Like you could be a heavily serious Fable player, right? Like that was the whole thing. You could play like a goofball and like make fun of yourself, but then you could also play like a serious hero that's almost cringe because he's like, I'm heroic, I'm the best, and yeah. But Red says, I fully expect the new Fable to get delayed, probably to 2025. I hope not. I mean, we haven't seen stuff for it, so I kind of get what you mean. Like, arguably, we've even seen stuff for Starfield, so I kind of get it, you know? Let's go back to Starfield stuff. That was hype as fuck for me, man. I'm still mad excited for Fable. I don't want to get it twisted here. I'm over the moon hyped, but... it did throw me off the new art style, which I guess I should have expected because it's Playground Games, so they'd probably have they'd be more comfortable making more of a realistic, grounded fantasy look, which can work. I don't think Fable is like critically made by being cartoonish. I think it just has to have the choice, the humor, and the evolution of your character, the evolving character that you are. I think that makes sense. So it's the last, let me see. Fluff says, this is the first in-game engine stuff we've seen of Fable. Yeah. Which it looks great. Like the combat, the snippet that we've seen looks rad. Like the weight of the fireball, all that stuff. But they didn't do a release window for this. And Microsoft will probably keep it for an overlap with about... Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I think next year we'll see it probably for next year's showcase. I think that would be that. And it would be the same thing as this. Because that is an actual... I think it's going to be an open world game. It also is iconic, so I think that'd be the system seller or the next year's big push for this gameplay trailer, because I don't know what they would do this big gameplay release or reveal with other games. I think how well this has worked, I think they're going to continue this format, having like a 10-minute game that's the new big game coming out that year, a breakdown and walkthrough of what potentially you could get up to. Or maybe this is just something that Fable like convinced Microsoft to do because they know how good this can be. I think they've always done that with I think that same thing when Skyrim was released. They did it on the Microsoft showcase, so I think it's always been them. Fluff says the Fable 2 style clothing, the chicken kick, and the Bolivarian are only aspects of Fable we can honestly recognize. Yeah. Even the chicken kick. The chicken kick, it wasn't about the chicken kick. It was about the importance of the chicken, okay? The chicken is us. We're getting lit up like the chicken, okay? And then we can also kick the chicken. The whole thing. The analogy for the chicken was always that it was a throwback to you and the turmoil of whatever the game is talking about freedom and caged bird and da-da-da. I like that trope that they started in Fable 2, and it was always Fable 2 and 3, I think, was the chicken started to really become like an analogy for your trial of the game. It's bound to be a reboot, though. The Bard's Tale is a very old CRPG. Okay, it's old. Okay, gotcha. It's not something I should go look up and play now. Red says, so far, this is a bad first impression for the new Fable game. I don't know if I would agree with that. I like the combat. Like, I think the combat looks sick. The art style, I think, will have to grow on me. And I want to see more from it, though. But again, we're having Fable again. I don't think they'll be able to get away with not doing the morality choices. And I don't think they'll be able to get away with not doing the evolving character, like having glowing tattoos and having like a beefy, strong character with like fucking veiny arms if you're playing the warrior. And I think also Albion's Albion. You know, it's an amazing fantasy world with goofy characters. I hope that adds a thing. You know, you can get married, you can buy property. I hope they hold all those things. We'll see. It doesn't look like Fluff says it doesn't look like a bad game per se. Just can't really tell us enough about. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really feel like we understand what the game is, and I feel like it's. I don't know. I feel like the person who made the trailer is a person who. It's a person that sells like TV shows and not what Fable is. Like the guy who made the Starfield trailer or the Starfield thing needs to go talk to that guy and be like, why? What do people like about the series? And I don't think Playground Games is an idiot and just like didn't do the humor, didn't do the morality choices, but those are the things you want to see. But again, to Fluff's point he made was again, maybe they're just trying to say like, no, we're gonna have all that, but we're just trying to tell you that like there's a fucking giant here now. Like this game is going to be about fables and these big ass things that you've heard in fantasy games that no fantasy game really talks about, or sorry, like lets you experience. So like fables, tiny dwarves and stuff like that are going to be in the game, and they're going to be in a crucial role. Also, iconic characters like Rapunzel and whatnot may be there too. That's kind of exciting too. But I feel like you do that after you've already established that like this is your Fable. This is the Fable that you know and love. Here's what we've done to add on top of it. Fluff says, outside of the storybook fantasy game, yeah, to be fair, I was going to comment on the guy's wooden, but otherwise modern glasses. Yeah, exactly. Looks odd. Looks out of place. Fluff says, but then I remember the Fable ad had Master Chief. Yeah, but it was a DLC. Along with Monty Python. So yeah, again, that was because one of the best aspects of Fable, like one of you guys mentioned, was the fact that it didn't take itself seriously. You could if you wanted to RP taking it seriously, but the game never did. Like the world was always goofy. Man, I wish Fable 2 was on PC, not counting emulators. Right, Fable 2 had good and evil, purity versus corruption stat. Yeah. What do you call it? I never knew about the corruption stat, Fluffer. I seen a video that showed like what happens when you went full evil and full corruption, and you just become demonic as hell. Also, like the female equivalent's demonic phase looks so cool, much cooler than the dudes. I think the dudes, you get like horns that curve around your head and go upwards. The evil female person has like their horns go straight up the side of her face like this, and it looks rad. They're like giant stag horns. And then the dude, the good version, just has like I think like sparkles, basically sparkles and like beautiful skin, essentially, maybe glowing eyes. And you could be a good yet corrupt character. Yeah. Which I love the idea of there being the difference. Like I do think there is an idea of like I think that's something that Fable 3 tried to do but didn't have enough time to develop, which is the idea of like you can be the most. You didn't kill anybody. You didn't have to make any hard choices. You always chose the option that ended up being good. But that doesn't mean that like you, by doing all of those good options, you didn't solve any of the problems, you know. And that therefore has an effect on the people around you. Say if you choose to be the Batman of people and never kill someone, even though they're like rampantly slaughtering people, and your idea is like I'm gonna put them in a cage that they've gotten out of 60 times. You know, like corrupt your soul a little bit, take away the person that's clearly been unhandleable, and move forward, you know. Fluff says, which pure evil resulted in porcelain skin. Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, porcelain skin, glowing green eyes, and such. Lone says, so what time we streaming tomorrow? I'll look up right now. I think we'll go full face cam. Full face cam. Good call, Lone, before I get too ahead of myself. Ubisoft. Connect. I should say Showcase. Showcase 2023. Time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are streaming tomorrow at 11 a.m. Same time today. Same time we did today. So we'll not be streaming 11 a.m. We'll be streaming at 10:45 a.m. tomorrow. I know some of y'all may not be able to make it. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Fucking Ubisoft, why don't you make it later in the day? But yes, that will be, if you're in the U.S., Pacific Standard Time, it'll be starting at, I don't know, probably 10:30 for us. Whatever we stream today, it'll be the same time as that. So yeah, I'll be streaming at 11 a.m. On Monday, I think. Yes. Because it starts on the 12th, so it's Monday. Dang, why you gotta be on Monday, man? Why can't you do it today? Follow fucking Microsoft's footstep. Anyway. Fluff says, that's only with Fable 2 and 3, Grin. Fable 1 had your title of Chicken Chaser and Chicken Kicker. I know. Fable 2 is where I think they refined a lot of the stuff, but also had to leave some stuff behind, which I think is why so many people love Fable 1. It's because it was clunky, but it had so many more options, somewhat. Oh, my abs. Oh, what do you call it, Lone? Lone, do this. I'm gonna send you something in the chat. I just complete aside. But Lone, do this stomach exercise and make sure you push your arms all the way to the front. I'm doing this stuff. Wait, never mind. Maybe I don't have it saved. God damn it. What the fuck? I might have to find it and send it to you, Lone. Anyways, I did it the other day, and this stomach exercise kicked my ass horribly. It was brutal. Also, it strengthens your neck too, which is good because if you ever get hit in the head, the bend of your neck will break have a potential of kinking your neck or breaking your neck. So if you have muscles, these muscles on your neck that flex, they pull back down your head so you can keep your head safe. That's why a lot of football players train their neck so that when they take a hit to the head, their neck doesn't snap back. Anyways, well, they got an actor that is a modern UK comedian show. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, but that was never like. Also, I know what fluff means. It's like, well, I also can see what they're doing. I understand the sentiment, but to me, I think they would agree that even the Fable's humor wasn't even necessarily modern day British humor. I guess it was more like it felt more like a game that people an old British TV show that people love, which is called The In-Betweeners. Is that right? I think is what it's called. But that's more of it, like kind of juvenile, goofy, not witty, more like college British humor, I guess. More juvenile, I guess, than it would be like these complex dynamics that exist within society, and here's all the things going on there. But granted, I know I also watch a lot of UK TV shows, with the exception of an amazing TV show that everybody should watch, which is called, what is it called? The Vampire Show. Us in the Shadows. We in the Shadows. It's a comedy vampire show. It was a movie and then it's a TV show, and it's a much better TV show, but no one gives it a chance because the movie was so good and they didn't think the TV show would be good, but the TV show is better. Anyway. More Bolivarian hobby demon. So he's clearly designed with a more modern Britain humor / writing. Yeah, I'm worried about that. More Believerness, hobbies, and doom doors will help secure it as the truth. That's true. Yeah. Having more of those things like the doors with the old obelisk, old man faces on them and stuff like that. Yeah. Fluff says Fable was always a British black comedy. The Monty Python inspired you. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Which to me, I think Monty and Python is like a clever juvenile approach to comedy. Lone says that sounds cool. The whole Monty Python. Yeah. I would highly suggest you go back and play Fable 2 Lone. It's not so old that it looks a little rough, but it's still, you can play it. It's not like it's too bad. And Fable 1 got a remaster, so you could also do that. Plus says, and by black comedy, I don't mean, yeah, it's like a dark comedy. I mean it's lighthearted, grim. Yeah, grim comedy. That's a good way to put it. Fluff says, like the whole crunch chick reoccurring trope. What's that again? Crunch chick. I forgot. I'm sure if you explained out again. Fluff says, I'll be able to attend after work. Nice! Fluff says, speaking of, I got to get sleep. Thanks for stopping by, Fluff. Good to talk to you again, buddy. I got a normal shift and I gotcha. Lone says, well, I'll be at work. Sorry, Lone. Dang. Fluff says, I had a nice short shift last night where I got probably meet a new-ish hire for the frozen department. Okay, hopefully everything goes good. Helping her maneuver some pallets. In other words, yeah, hopefully everything goes good. Hopefully she dissolves into the company well. Red says, I'll probably be awake. Let's go, Red. I'll be up all night working on my mod and playing my time at it. I still haven't looked at this game. Let me look at this game before I forget about it again. What is it? My time. Ooh, it's like a cartoony-esque game. I'm trying to navigate, but it's hard. Okay. It's a little chibi based. Big ass heads, tiny bodies. Oh, it looks very cute. This is the game Red's playing, I think. Where is it? Open new image. Look at this. Cute. Very much like a wholesome Stardew Valley vibe. Lone says, also Grin, did you check out the cup I sent? I did, but it was kind of blurry, so I couldn't really make it up. I did see it was a smexy succubus woman. But yes. Fable felt like an original fairy tale. Yeah, it's true. That's true, very true. Oh man, I fucking love the Fable 2 story so much. So good. But it's also not like, it's not good in the same way like God of War, the new God of War series is good. It's like good in just such a brilliant story that's fresh, and just works, I didn't like a lot of the stuff that was obviously taken from the other stories while still imbuing the British humor like the Monty Python was beloved for. I didn't have a lot of stuff that was obviously taken from. Oh, didn't? What do you mean? It never happened. But I'd love for a spiritual successor to Black and White. No kidding, man. Yeah, it was such a good game. That was also a game that was like, it wasn't right yet, Like I don't think it was ever. They never rounded off and came up with like a complete system that worked perfectly. There were like aspects of it that worked good, but still nothing has come close to that kind of system in a while. Like being able to, my fucking little monkey man scratching his belly and whatnot. If you were a monster, you'd beat the animals, and you're a freak, and I hate you if you do that. Red says, I like being human. For what do you mean? Was that referring to? Ghost is pretty fun too. What do you mean? Fluff says that NA and UK version of oh, is that a show? Okay. Oh, Being Human. Yeah, Being Human was cool too. Being Human to me, I fell off a little bit about. What We Do in the Shadows, I think is what the show I'm calling it. I'm talking about. It is awesome. It is so fun, funny. It's goofy. Mierno is it's just such a good comedy. The crunch chick, where the food item that would guarantee evil points. The crunch chick, where a food item that would guarantee evil. Oh, it's because you ate baby. Oh, I see. Literally eat. Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't know that. See, Fable has so many. Again, anything associated with the evil side of Fable, I've never experienced. We might do a stream, or if it ever gets remastered, where I try to in 2009 look up of the trailer. God damn it, Red. This. My time at Sandrock, is that right? which one is the good representation of the gameplay? Okay, actually, no, this looks much better than what we just seen. Hurry up. Much better than what we just seen. Fluff says, Matt Smith was decent, but Tennant is the best. The new Doctor, yeah, for all these from the Hui fans. For Sandrock, my time is coming out in September. They have a new trailer. Yeah, this looks good. This looks surprisingly good. It didn't look nearly as good in the image, but it looks fine. But yes. Outlaws in Danger. My time at Fluff says, I love Fable, playing all 3 to death as a kid. I remember just how heartbroken I was when I had a game-breaking bug in Fable 3. Damn, man, yeah. I lucked out. Also, man, Fable, I know people have an issue with Fable 3, but you can like waifu some person? Weird. But what do you call it? Fable 3, man, I always loved like certain aspects of it. The fact that you went into like this heroes area in which you had like a little butler and you could go into like your dress room. I loved that whole like hub area that was basically like the menu. Loved that. There were good aspects about Fable 2. The evolving weapons was a good idea, but it's constantly the Peter Molyneux problem, which is just that they didn't have enough time to do what he wanted to do. Fluff says, as I've noticed before, even referred Fable with one of the surnames I use for fantasy scares. Nice. Even ever since when I played Free Realm, their official name generator allowed me to use Oakvale. Ooh. And Oakvale was one of the original towns in Fable. Nice. It's got so much better of a memory than me. It's my favorite game of all time, but it's just because all I remember is the feelings I had when playing it, and then the cornerstones of like how important and meaningful the story was for me and whatnot. How the ending choice, there was only one ending choice, boys, and the way they make you feel in that moment is awesome. Like it's just, unless you didn't pick the choice, and then you feel like a monster. But it's only one choice. They say you had 3 choices, you only have 1 choice. Fuck these people also. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Also, that Hammer girl, what a piece of shit. At the very end, she's like, "Meh." I'm like, fuck you, okay? Alone says, Grin, you gotta do an evil playthrough. I don't think I can, man. I'm not built that way. I feel bad. People say it's not the same when you play a video game and you do yeah, but also, I feel bad. I feel good when I feel good, and I feel bad when I feel bad in games. Fluff says, actually, I think it was where the hero of Fable 1 originated from. Oh, okay. Lone says, Fable 1 story, like, it was all with this weird masked man, and then they think they like rebooted the story, because I don't think we ever got that again, unless there is a piece of lore that people were kind of debating was going to be a thing, which is why it's frustrating that... It's a little bit frustrating that the ending of Fable 2 in conjunction with Fable 3, because the ending of Fable 2 kind of makes you question the woman who raised you, like the beautiful voice of the seer, the person who's like leading the whole game. She's like, I want the spire, like the spire's mine. And then she's like, I'll give you power, like a wish, but I get the spire. So people are always wondering, well, did she raise this kid specifically to enable her getting the spire? So it had an element of like, is she the bad guy maybe? But she's like your mom who raised you in a way. So it's tricky. But yeah. And also they didn't round that off, where like in Fable, I don't know what it was, in Fable 1, I think it was Fable 1, you basically got a wish and you revived your sister, but then she ends up being like a person in like a forest, like an infinite forest that they're speculating you're going to see in a future game, because yeah, Fable stories go hard in the complexity. actually, I think there was a when the new Fable comes, I'll do a Fable run. Maybe. We'll see. As you become a hero of Bowerstone, and Oakvale was your home village, and when Fable 2, I think Oakvale got super spooky. Yeah, probably. My time reporting, I think that is a fully relationship. Oh, Sandra, and full relationships, marriage, and show. Oh, goddamn! So why do you look like kids? Why? What is that? What is that? That seems weird, dog. Overpromise, underdeliver. Overpromise, underdelivered until the sequel again and again. I mean, you say that, but that man delivered in a lot of ways. Maybe not to the exact like fucking thing, but for a while there, Fable games were built different. Like Fable games had so much shit in them, and had so much like depth. Like it took a madman aiming for the stars to kind of get the moon. For a while there. Unfortunately, I think he caught up with him, and he just. Yeah, I think it was the Fable games made money, so I don't know what happened. I don't know how things failed so badly. I think it had to have been like a mismanagement thing, because Fable games were one like a really successful series. Fluff says, and I have a lot of fond memories of all of there's another trailer that shows more of the gameplay. Can you link me to it, Red? This is an old trailer. Okay. Fluff says, and I have a lot of fond memories of all of them, or I guess they were more like my adolescent games. Yeah, I was closer to the teenager or middle school age. Yeah, same here, man. I was in the same pit as you. Those games were my world when you're a kid. I should kind of show you how beautiful stories and games and creation itself can kind of be in times. So then it sucks when you go and look at other things and you're like, God damn, this doesn't really hit. Not hit like Fable. I'm always chasing that itch. Skyrim got pretty close, but Skyrim's also a different beast. I think Skyrim was also my childhood in some sense. Oh, Discord DM. You sent me over Discord. Discord DMs, boom. Yes, open. Alright, here's the new gameplay trailer from Red. Thank you, Red, for sending me through the DMs. Appreciate that. Or wait, no, the sister of Fable 1 here. Yeah, I thought so. Something like that. Fable 1 had you lose your home to pillaging bandits. Your father dies. Your mother and sister survived, with your mother being a legendary combatant. Your sister followed in her footsteps. That's sick. You reunite with your sister at that area. Oh, you do? Oh, I thought there was the ending where like I don't know, it was one of the, I'm not sure what it is. Oh no, that's a Fable 2. Sorry, I'm thinking of Fable 2. Fable 2 is one of those things where, because one of the things that the Fable 2 ends, and you giving the spire to this lady who raised you, and then you revive your dog, because that's the only option, and your sister as well, and what do you call it? Your sister, I think, is like teleported to some forest, and people. It's a forest that is like outside of time. So the story then is that your hero basically gets elected the king of Albion, and then he has a son, and that is the kid of the third game. And then people are speculating that kid, or probably his kid, is eventually going to interact with the sister of the Fable 2 character, who is just lovely. And maybe she raises him. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. That would be an awesome way to go forward with the series, but people are like, they seem like they're rebooting it, which is a damn shame, because I love this story so much of Fable. Fluff says, but your sister was blinded during the pilgrimage, and eventually she became the Oh, I didn't know that, Fluff. That's some fire as hell lore. You reunite with your sister in that area, Birian Ross, I think is what it's called, but your sister was blinded during the pilgrimage. and eventually she becomes the blind seer that guides the sparrow. Okay. So that's who she. So you're the. Oh, that makes so much sense. I don't know. I can't believe I hadn't connect that. Red says the devs of the time in Santa, China probably. Why the chibi children looking on. I got you. That looks good. It actually looks like there's combat. There's like a whole sim system to it. That looks rad. I'm surprised how big it is. Fluff says, given how I'm 6 years older than you, Grin, I was likely 8 or so with Fable 1. No. For me, my first experience was I didn't play games for a lot of my childhood, but we always had games with us. In fact, it's hilarious how we actually played games, because how we played games was basically. We hanged out a lot at my grandma's house, and my dad had a PS1 and like an Atari or something. So we got to play like old games, not realizing that we were playing like ancient objects even at the time. And then eventually we got a PS1 and we had fun. We got an Xbox, we had fun. But the point is that how I taked Fable 1 and 2 was my brother. I seen Fable 1. That's why I don't have such a giant connection to Fable 1. Is because I see my brother play it, and I didn't really connect with it in the same way. It seemed like hella complicated, and this was at a time when I was not as into games, but I still liked it. But then Fable 2 is where I came down like every single day, and I watched my brother play. I sat on this like old yellow crate that like soda bottles you'd have in if you're at a store. It's like a crate that's yellow. It's a square box. It's got holes in it, etc. I sat on that and I just watched him play it for hours and hours and hours. And then I played it myself when I finally had enough confidence, because I never had a lot of confidence playing video games because of my hands, until I ballsed up and finally did it, and I got good at it. And yeah, but that's So that explains why there's like an age difference, and why I still have also it makes sense that like when you're a kid, you're watching a good version of the game be played. When you're a kid, you can't play really well, then you're like, this sucks, I'm frustrated. But having my brother just dominate, because he was a full teen at that point, he was able to kill it. It was just a good like showcase of that game. The style you don't really see outside of Asia. Yeah, no, I agree. Asian cultures are pretty obsessive with the youth and underage. Yeah. Red says, I don't mind the style, honestly. Yeah, I don't mind it either. It looks weird when you say that, like, when you're like, you can have children, and like, it's funny because there's an adult. Like, there's a weird, like, guy who's like 6 feet tall, and like, that's an adult, right? And these are children, and he's not just a giant out of place. Like, look at that. That looks hella weird. Look at that. You're half his size. You're telling me that's not what the fuck? What's happening? I never played Harvest Moon. I seems to be getting into this style of games very lately. Yeah, that's funny. Love says, and I forgot if Fable 3 had much connected to the first two games. Yeah, it only has the beginning where basically it's heavily implied, if not, I think completely like confirmed that you're the son of the Little Sparrow, basically. Or Little Sparrow is not gender specific. But otherwise, I was first introduced by gaming through PC. Okay. Played the original Worms. The first memory I can recall of playing any video games. Damn. Yeah, I have a slight memory of that, but it's not very clear. I must have been young as hell. But I'm also coming from the same like generation that we played like Grand Theft Auto when I was like 4. Also, how do you remember that? I don't know, dude. We played The Sims when I was like 6. Or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm getting the timeline right, but I just remember being hella young. And my parents were always incredible in that way, where they're like, can you handle this? We're going to talk about this. And then, you just like, this is a video game. It's goofy. Don't bring this up. Like, we always were allowed to watch, like, movies that were, had certain things in it, were older, etc. But as long as we didn't repeat what we heard or etc., we were allowed to watch all that stuff, which is cool. Red says, I did try SNES, NES, and other older consoles later though. Our game store had a lot of old stuff to buy. Yeah. And OG Street Fighter was rough. I remember as a kid, I'm like, this is like images. They cut out images. Fluff says, and when we moved out of the apartment, the first episode of Pokemon aired was aired. God damn, that'd be one hell of an experience. To be watching the show and being like, is this going to be one of the most successful series ever in the world? I actually had exposure to Pokemon while at a local Asian grocery store, and we had a game. But ooh, okay. Love says the only time I had experienced anything before the 64 era was through a friend's console when we spent the night over at that place. Yeah, man. Whew. I always just remember the console. The one that sticks in my mind the most is the one that's just a giant square, 2 red buttons, and a little up-down arrow thing. That's it. You got maybe 2 pause buttons, maybe. My memory may put tricks on me. And then there was this purple box that was like this big, and you hit a button and it cranked open like that. And then we had the cartridges too. Fucking remember those cartridges, man? You blow the fuck out them cartridges and they magically work. Damn. Take 20 minutes to level up a goddamn game. Yeah. Red says, well, Grin, you can give your character a beard. My time in Portland, Sandrock, you're still young, though. It's true, yeah. I get the idea of usefulness. It's just weird to have, like, what looks like a determinating older gentleman, like, in your vicinity. I know he might be, like, Hagrid, just a giant, but, like, it looks odd. It makes you think, what is going on? Are we a different race of human? There's a fucking lizard man? I don't know. Huh. We may play this. I may make the most masculine-looking child I can. Fuff says, return of XY as it did a great job of recapping what I loved about Red and Blue. Although Sword is the only one I've actually finished, I am having fun playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Will be the main way of experiencing the first generation of gyms and Final Fours. Fucking Fluff, did you see Kraken's new Pokemon Fusion game with Woke Oak? My God, dude. Holy shit. It's been like a month, and I think the AI is getting better, like significantly better, to where now it's being able to start to differentiate between cadence. So before it was always, my name is Grin, and this is always the pitch and cadence I will be in. But now it's like, I don't really know how I feel about this. It kind of feels weird, but I'm not sure how I don't know, I feel like it's not right. Like there's this weird, like, perception, and it sometimes just sounds like he's walking away. It sometimes sounds jarring, but the fact that it's already getting to that point is weird. Also, it's hilarious hearing like Professor Oak with his voice crack and shit. It's so funny, but it's also like, this is moving still fast as shit. I thought it'd slow down maybe until some shit happened, but nah, it's still trucking along. Red says, I skipped much of the later gens of Pokemon 2. Last one I played was Pokemon Y. Before that, it was Fire and Red. Yeah, I'm completely out of the Pokemon era. Y'all talking about reds, blues, and whites and shit. I'm just out. I'm not that I'm not interested. I just have no bearing. This looks great, Red. I hope it can look a little bit better. Like in terms of the graphics. Hopefully, they can be running on a decent PC. It honestly still looks good. There's just moments where you're like, is that the breaking point? Is that the highest it can look? Is it an MMO, or is it just like an open world game? Or is it just like an open level? So like you have your base, then you go on missions? Looks like a big ass open world game. I hope it's not an MMO though. If you are going to play Sandrock, I'll recommend SF6 World Tour made once more. Yeah, I've been watching his stream VODs. The streams are month or so old. The unhinged Oak moments were hilarious, dude. It was so good. I always love when Oak out of nowhere is just like, fuck you, just fucking lights him up. Brutal. I think it's solo, maybe. Oh, what do you call it? Lone. I want to show you one thing. You know how I was saying that game is battle talent is so fucking good? Well, I wanted to show you one thing that I unlocked, and I thought, oh my God, you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Check this out, Lone. I gotta find the clip of it first. I gotta mute myself. Where is it? Where is it? I am blind. That's it. Check this out. This is my VR first time experiencing this, and dude, I was wildin'. Check this out. Lone says, I'm looking forward to the Pokemon with... Dude, yeah, Pokemon with guns. That's one that's like going to fall off of everyone's radar and that's going to hit. And I think it's going to hit like a truck. Check this out. I was like, oh, I thought it was steel. And then I was like, wait, no. Also, it's like Zuzuku. I don't know what the heck that is. It's a fucking bamboo katana, man. And listen to this. Watch me do a quick draw. Do you hear that? You hear that snap? Clean. Shut up, audio. Did you do it? You hear that snap when you do a full draw? Damn. Also, you can do fun stuff. This is me just goofing. I'm just like, okay, I kind of feel this. I'm feeling this. God damn. I'm having a lot of fun. This is me just in this quiet of my room when I think no one's watching. Editing land can save me. Okay, we get it. We get this is why. Okay, this is cool. This is stuff you're gonna do. You can open a little bit, flick it, grab it. And I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna do that. I'm gonna style on people. Open a little bit. No, too little. Then whoop, and then hooah, gah. Okay, it's getting annoying. I know. It's addictive. All right. And then also we got a little tiny guy here too, which I was like, I don't know what this is used for. What the hell happened to the Korean Pokemon leg? Yeah. The one that one person showed us where it was like this weird. Well, I don't know if it's Pokemon, but it's like a city thing. Doki V, is that what it's like? Right. No clue, Fluff. Pearl obsessed how not shown anything a long time. So yeah, this one's like a little. Oh, this is just a Warhammer in mine. This game is the best VR game I've ever played. It's not even close. This is again. I think I'm in the silence of my room. Sorry if I look hella cringe. This is just what it is. Okay. Lone says, is that a grass cutting sword? Must be. I have no idea. It's called some sort of shikara. It's just nonsense. It's so addictive doing it, guys. You don't even realize. Also, it's crazy that it perfectly connects like that, where the mods we've been able to experience just don't. So it may be in development limbo. It's a shame, says Red to Fluff. Korean is a Korean demon. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Why would you need the sheath? I was like, can you just sheath? Like, can you store these without the sheath? You can. I was like, why the fuck do you need the sheath? It is clean though. It still has the same like wha-ting when you pull it really fast out of the katana or the sheath. Oh, that's fucking sick. Oh, every time I see this game, I want to play it. I just need to get back and play it. And it's so much work. It's so tiring. I'm so soaked in sweat every time I play this. If you want to lose weight, this is the best game, beating Beat Saber and all this shit. And maybe Beat Saber max difficulty will kick your ass still, but still. Fluff says, all right, I have to go to sleep. Good night, Fluff. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully we can talk again. Nothing but delight. Hopefully we can see each other tomorrow. Well, actually, no, I think it was Red who's the one who said he could be here. I think Fluff said he could be here at the tail end, maybe. Hopefully Ubisoft brings it. Fluff says, have a good one, y'all. Starfield looks great. Definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, man, I'm way hyped for it, especially with Avowed. I could just throw this here real quick. What exactly did you Google, Fluff? Fable requires more information to be okay. It's Fable. I feel like they can't fuck it up that bad. Maybe I'll probably be surprised, but I'm hyped still. But I agree that we didn't get to see enough to see if it kept some of the tenets that make Fable. You know what I mean? I honestly feel like they probably shouldn't have showed it. Yeah. I like the idea of there being Fables. I don't think that's not what they should lead with, because right now Fable's being made by a new developer. And people have worries. They need to quench those worries as soon as possible without, saying like, oh, here's some new stuff like Fable. Yeah. And one of the top result mentioned will be released 2023 due to the dev leaving the company. Okay. Maybe in 2024 at the earliest. I wonder what Crimson Desert 2 probably. If that will affect Crimson Desert 2, yeah, I should be here. I'll be awake during those hours. Nice! Probably. Red says, lol, they can very fuck it up. GRINN. Oh, sorry. They can fuck it up. They can. Modern gaming can fuck it up, says Red. Yeah, I know, but I gotta have hope. I can't live with that in my heart for that long. I'll break. Fluff says the main thing I made, obviously intended to be a fable, was the chicken kick, the Bolivian. Otherwise, it was the British comedy. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we will be streaming the Ubisoft Showcase tomorrow, Monday. But it'll be at 10:45 a.m. So in the morning, 10:45. We'll start like 10 minutes early or something, or 15 minutes early before they start. Hopefully, we see some cool things. Xbox delivered, dude. I just gotta say, to me, Xbox won easily. Like, just, yeah. Like, as much as I didn't dislike the Sony Showcase, damn. Oh my god, dude, they brought it like crazy. Again, I wouldn't have said this unless they did the Starfield thing. The Starfield ending like 20-minute segment, and I hope that's a permanent addition. We always say this every time we see like a game showcase, and yet they don't do it consistently like that. But anyways, I love the fact that we got to see all that stuff. That was just brilliant. But what do you call it? If they didn't do the showcase, I would have not thought it was that good. The reason why is because they made a big deal about like all of this is in gameplay footage, and it's probably due to the lack of performance of Redfall. Although none of the things that they showed us of in-performance thing showed us what the games were in the slightest. It just showed us like, we know the cutscenes will look probably pretty good, but they didn't actually get to see what this is, what this does, why this matters. Again, Starfield, and in my opinion, currently the Apple Showcase, even if you hate Apple or just think they're not doing anything special, the fact that they showed this is what you'll be able to do with this hardware. You'll be able to sit on your couch in front of a lake with a big-ass Cineplex screen in front of you. That's amazing. You'll be able to work. You'll be able to, if you're on a train, if you're on wherever, you'll be able to get this. Is the hardware going to be able to do that? Maybe not, but at least sells you a powerful idea of the future. And to me, that is huge and amazing and fantastic, and that is something that Xbox nailed, is the idea that I wasn't that excited for Starfield until I started seeing all the things that they allow you to do. The fact that you can be a smuggler, the fact that you can pirate enemy ships, the fact that you can create your own custom ship, the fact that you can colonize a planet, the fact that you have companions that seem varied, the fact that you can romance those companions, the fact that there's a modding system, the fact that there's talent systems, the fact that there's traits, those traits being something you pick at the very beginning. You also have backstory, you also have a pretty cool character creator, looks pretty in-depth. You also have mods on weapons. You also have seemingly a reason to become rich, which is awesome. And a bunch of planets that seem like some of them are just CGI or rendered whatever, but then others actually seem substantial and like set pieces that they've made. And also, if at the very least it's just a absolute mechanically sound, I should say mechanically sound, mechanically rich. Because at the end of the day, we know it's just mods. Mods are going to save the game, and they're going to extrapolate on everything, but modders have an easier time when there's mechanics to build off of. When there's a framework to kind of say, okay, well, we can just jump off of this kind of foothold that we've got. So to me, it did a wonderful job of that. I'm mad excited for Starfield now. I thought it was one of the best, even just in general, game showcases, how they went through like individual things of like, here's what you can do and here's why you'll want to do it. Where I really came around when I seen the skill tree, because when I seen someone like punch a person in the chest, I was like, god damn. And when I seen how fucking deadly some of the weapons are, whew, I'm sold. But it's also a Bethesda game, so I'm probably gonna buy it anyway. But yeah. Fluff says the main thing. Fluff says I'm off. Everyone's a good night. See you, Fluff. Fluff says Capcom won, not E3 with Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Mortal 1. Yeah, Capcom came out swinging, dude. Capcom's also like outputting a shit ton of stuff. Red says true. As far as game reveals, Starfield did it right. Yeah. I hope we get more of this in the future. Again, I think we always say this, and every year the gaming industry just fucking is blacks out. Just doesn't remember what they did in the previous year to make so many people happy. And maybe it's just us. Maybe we're all just selfish. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully I can see you tomorrow. We will be streaming tomorrow at 10:45 a.m. in the morning. Hopefully my ass is awake. Oh, I forgot. Oh shit, I have to work out in the morning. I might work out at the end of the stream. Anyways, not on stream. I'll just have to do that after. Anyways, love you. Hopefully I can see you again. I am excited for Fable, and goodbye. Also, I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry. Also, good night, Fluff. And everybody else, goodbye. Goodbye, Lone. Goodbye, Red. If Raiden is still here, goodbye. Let's see, who else is here? Just y'all. Okay, bye, guys.